You have no chance. If you had a chance, you could run lickety split. But you can't run because you're the baddest. Well, Ric Flair, you know what? I'm not a normal looking athlete myself. You know what I'm talking about? I've been in the DMs of line. It's a privilege and an honor to walk out with Ole Anderson, Lex Luger, and the Omni tomorrow night.
I am not a happy camper. What is Bully Ray's motivation? You know, I know he loves sugar. But I check my pocket. I don't have no donuts. I don't have no cheeseburger. I know you love sugar, but I ain't got none.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here in Nashville, Tennessee, pal. I'm the man.
Booking a match for the total package like Luger and Super Brawl. Super Saturday? What is it? I don't know what it's called. What is it called?
Super Bowl Saturday.
Super Brawl Saturday?
You don't lose faith in winners. And Ric Flair, day in and day out, every day of his life, just keeps winning and winning and winning.
Ric Flair! New York City, Ric Flair! You're gonna find out what hard is all about! I do exactly what I want to do. You say I'm insane. I say thank you very much.
Make a good lucha thing.
I hate God!
Hit the deck! Yes! We love you, Scott Steiner!
Today, woo, I've got the star and profile like never before.
You guys talk about being students of the game. I am the game, JR.
What is going on, you silly dudes out there? I hope everybody's doing good tonight. It is Wednesday, of course. That means you got the Dirt Sheet dudes here. Oh, yeah. We are here. It is Smark, it is Eric, it is Boxman here. Eric, what's going on?
Not much.
Smart,
How
my
was your
man.
guys' week?
Oh, good. Smark, how you doing this week, this Wednesday, this night, this evening? How are you, sir?
Hanging and banging, brother. How are you?
Oh, doing good. Thank you for asking, sir. Doing damn good, man. A little busier of a week in wrestling than I thought it was going to be.
That's for sure.
Turned out to be a busier week in wrestling than I expected, but that's good. That means we got shit to talk about, and that's not a bad thing. So we'll be just fine doing that. So there you go. I don't know. I'm not sure where to go from here. Like I said, I know the first story to get into, but AEW tonight, not a bad show. Not bad.
Solid.
Solid. Not great. Not awesome. But good. Decent show.
I give it a B.
There you go. A B. All right. B, not bad.
No main event.
I'll go B plus because there was no Cody except the obnoxious Cody promotion.
I was gonna say it was top an egg for you guys because there's no Cody.
I'll go B plus. I mean, you know, although
the main event was good. I like the main event.
Main event was good. We had a little surprise, which we'll get into later. We got a little debut tonight. That is a giant man, by the way. Jesus Christ.
That tag team's they put them as a tag team, they're gonna be good.
He looks like a goddamn fucking monster, especially in AEW with all those little guys flipping around. But anyway, like I said, we'll get into all that. We got a ton to get into. We've got the Mickie James in the Rumble. We've got a lot of other stuff to get into. And we will get into it. I guess we can go ahead and knock out plugs if y'all give me a minute, and then we'll roll right into it. You'll see why I brought up AEW. We're just going to a little bit in the beginning here when we get into the first story. So, all right, let's go ahead and knock out these plugs. Eric, why don't you go ahead and kick it off, my man?
Listen to Everything Unscripted podcast. Last Friday, we didn't do a show. We ended up not doing a show last Friday, but we're returning this Friday. We're going to do the New Year's Revolution 2007 on Friday. Unlimited returns on Saturday. And then Scary Cats on Sunday.
All right. There you go. Don't forget to check all that out right there that Eric just said. And, of course, that means I don't want you guys to forget to listen to the High Marks. That's right. It's Cheeseman. It's Mojo. It's G-Wiz. Oh, Lord, if you haven't listened yet, you don't know what you're missing. I promise you. That's Sunday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Mixler.com/Metal Mitt Network. That's right, 2 T's and Mitt. I am not stuttering. Don't forget to add that T. And, of course, we've got Bobby Anthem, Bobby Blades. They're the Inhumans on the Inhuman Experience. Go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't listened yet, go back. Listen. I promise you will not be disappointed. Check him out on all the usual podcast platforms. And Stephen Milani's sharing the show, and it is greatly appreciated. Go watch him. He's over there reviewing movies on Letterboxd, boxd.com/Stephen Milan. There's 2 L's in Milan. And I will be back this weekend, Saturday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, with Hollywood Hangout. Did Suicide Kings last week. Had a good time doing that. It was a little all over the place because I was... Don't ask. But I will be back, and I think I'm going to do some Bob Saget. I think I'm going to do give a little tribute to old Bob Saget this weekend. I think I'm going to do that. I've actually got a few clips tonight of Bob Saget we can go ahead and play. He did have a few involvements in the wrestling world, and so we will pay our respects also. But we'll do that a little later down the road. And Smart, go ahead and finish us off, man.
You got it. Mondays, 8:30 p.m. on the Metal Mid Podcast Network on the Mixler Machine. It is Cheese on Sports with Cheese Man, G-Wiz, Luke Burt Match, and myself. We're talking the NFL playoffs. We got the NBA season going on, the NHL, the UFC is finally back. The card is shit, but we talk about it anyway. So be sure to check us out. Be sure to check out the Dirk City Machine Guns with Mojo and Dirk. And last but never least, be sure to check out our friends at the Planet Rack on Tour podcast. So Planet Rack on Tour podcast with Bobby Anthem, Papa Dave Sincere, and Yuck Nasty. All 16 episodes of season 1 are available for you right now. Season 2 is ongoing. There's new content coming out. So be sure to subscribe and capitalize on that. We're about a month away from Valentine's Day, so you can set the mood perfectly. Get on one of those like little YouTube videos, like a fireplace, loop for 2 hours. You set that up on the TV. You get your sweetie pie. You turn on a little Planet Rack on Tour. Have Bobby Anthem charm yourself into the promised land. Oh, so when she hears the voice of one Bobby Anthem, it's just you're just in. It's an aphrodisiac.
Yes, it is. Yes, very much so. Very much so it is. So, y'all might hear my kids yelling. Looks like they're about to walk in the door. My ring just went off on my phone. So that's definitely a good thing, except when you might hear some yelling out there and you might hear doors opening. But that is not a big deal at all. So, yeah, we've, like I said, got a lot to get into. I guess we'll just go ahead and get into it. And we did bring up AEW. AEW did come to us from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh.
Yep, Raleigh, North Carolina. I once lived in Raleigh, North Carolina. I was in North Carolina about 10 years. From 6 to 16, I lived in North Carolina. And it was where I saw my wrestling, my first live wrestling match. And I mentioned it before. It was Dorton Arena right there in Raleigh. I don't know where they were. This could be the old Dorton Arena that got remade. I don't know. I don't know where they were in Raleigh. What?
Let's take a look. I'll be back with you in a second for
There
that. I've been to North Carolina a couple of times. It's pretty nice down there. Down there.
Yeah, just a little bit down. Not too far. Not too far, because we used to run through Kentucky when we were doing the riding horses and stuff. We used to go through Kentucky and Tennessee and all them places.
Yeah.
It might have been that NC State arena.
PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that is. Been a long time since I've been back to North Carolina. But there you go. You got doors opening, lights going off. Look at that. That's all right. You guys can't see the lights going off because we're not on YouTube.
Chicken nugget.
Okay, thank you. He has nuggets. And I
Never
bring
a bad
that
time for some chicken nuggets. What was the old arena that you were talking about?
Dorton Arena.
Dorton Arena. Okay, let me take a look.
DORTON.
I think
Now,
that PNC is where NC State Wolfpack play.
it was right across the street from where the NC State stadium was, though, because we used to actually walk. That was where they actually had some of the, not stables, but like staging areas, was right there in that arena. So I've stood.
Yeah, it still still comes up as the Dorton Arena for, I guess, University of North Carolina. Oh, not University of North Carolina, but the North Carolina State University.
Right.
The
yeah.
Wolfpack.
And I think they still use it for rodeos and shit like that. But anyway, I brought that up because the first tag team I ever fucking saw there, Ricky Morton fell on me, or Ricky Morton spit on me. Robert Gibson fell on me. It was the Rock and Roll Express. Well, it looks like the Rock and Roll Express is finally going to retire. Ricky Morton posted about 3 hours ago, when one door closes, one door opens. Robert and I have been a tag team since 1983, longest tag team in the history of professional wrestling. No shit. I want to turn my focus to tag teaming with my son, Kerry. I would also love to be behind the scenes for a wrestling a promotion, working with tag teams and showing them the art of professional wrestling. Hoot, obviously he's talking about Robert Gibson here. Hoot is my best friend of all time. I absolutely love him. It's just time to turn the page on the next generation of tag team wrestling. And he tweeted, Rock and Roll Express farewell tour begins January 22nd, 2022. I want to focus more with Kerry and behind the scenes in wrestling business. Hashtag one last ride. So there you go, man. We don't need to spend a ton of time on this, but it's sad to see, man. I mean, it's amazing to see these guys still doing it out there and the level they're still doing it, which is ridiculous that they can still go at their age. But it probably is time for them to retire and just.
It's finally time for that Robert Gibson solo run that I've been waiting for about 35 years now.
I mean, if he fixes his eyes, maybe.
It's a shame that Shawn Michaels is retired. They could form a tag team.
Oh God! They could call themselves the "Are We Looking at You" crew.
The Vision.
Who's looking at you, kid? Okay. I don't know which one of you is. Are you looking at me?
They have to just stand off center to make the tags.
They're on the apron making the tag.
Yep, right in the middle. You can't have them in the corner. They'll never find them.
Oh, God. All right, this is going to turn into a manager bit in a minute. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on that. He just posted this tonight, though, and I thought that would be something to bring up. Like I said, it was kind of tied in with the Raleigh, North Carolina thing, since I was, kind of first place I saw Rock and Roll Express, and then AEW was there tonight, and then we get this. It was kind of a nice little tie-in there, I thought. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So good luck to both of them. And I never seen Ricky Morton's son wrestle. Ricky Morton's son Kerry wrestle, but looks like a young kid, pretty jacked, got the spiky hair. He'll do just fine.
Does he look like his father?
He does. Younger, obviously. But he does look like his dad. He does. He definitely has that Ricky Morton nose. Looks like his nose has already been broken a few times. But he's definitely got
somebody
that.
else that looks like their father too in AEW.
Who does?
Arn Anderson's son.
Oh yeah, yeah, he does. And shit, Pillman's son looks pretty damn. That's pretty much looking like Brian Pillman there. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, a lot of kids just kind of come out like that. Who knows? But
yeah, it's hard to believe that we used to watch like Arn Anderson, Brian Pillman, and as you said, Ricky Martin.
Yeah.
Ricky Martin. Yeah.
Morton.
Like 20 years ago. Ricky Martin. It's hard to believe that these kids are all grown up now.
I know.
I used to watch Ricky Martin.
They're all growing up, and they're growing up and living La Vida Loca.
Yeah.
That was the right song.
Even
Was that the right
Boy,
song,
I mean,
Smart?
I know his father wasn't a wrestler, but he's a famous guy. Mr.
Luke Perry.
Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Luke Perry. Rest in peace.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, actually, when Luke Perry passed away, me and Anthony reviewed 8 Seconds. He wasn't in very many movies, Luke Perry, but that was one he was in. Played Lane Frost.
Very famous for 90210.
Yeah, yeah, but he played Lane Frost, a rodeo rider from Texas, actually. Lane Frost is.
Yep.
Nice.
I got to move my phone. If I can hear it vibrating, you guys can too. Put it back here on the bed. It won't hear anymore. All right. So, like I said, good luck to all of them, and I guess we'll see what happens in the future with Ricky Morton, his son Kerry, and we'll hopefully check in on this later.
Yep.
Just sad to see a farewell tour for the Rock and Roll Express, man. It's kind of a little shot to the heart. You know.
Did they say how long the tour is, or
no? They haven't really. They haven't. I mean, if he just posted this 3 hours ago, I don't know if they even know right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they know. But like I said, I got a few quick things we're going to hit. Not going to spend much time. Here's another really kind of a cool thing. A really cool thing for GCW. For the first time, GCW is going to be on actual pay-per-view.
nice?
For their pay-per-view coming up on January 23rd, The World on GCW. So they will. So as Brett Lauderdale, I will quote exactly his 2-hour-old post here from Facebook. For the first time, GCW comes to traditional pay-per-view. And for the first time, I can officially say, call your local cable provider. Pretty cool.
Sweet.
Pretty fucking cool for them. I mean, not everyone has
That's
Fight TV. Is Fight TV completely international?
I believe so. I mean, I don't know like exactly what countries, like, you know, they might not be available in like Bangladesh or whatever the fuck, but
Right.
for the most part.
Well, this is good for them either way. I don't know how much the pay-per-view is going to be. I would assume you're looking at $20-$25.
I can find that out. Give me just a second here.
Yeah, see if
They've
you can-
been announcing, I don't know if they're done yet or not, but they've been periodically announcing matches for the card. Even over the last couple of days. It's they announced AJ Gray versus Eddie Kingston. That's going to be nice.
Oh, shit.
Yesterday, they announced Alley Catch versus Ruby Soho. So they're going all out and trying to put together the best possible card that they can put out because they're going to be running from the Hammerstein Ballroom for the first time.
There you go. All right.
I'm assuming Moxley's going to be on the card because he gets to defend the title.
He is supposed to be. I heard they did say he was going to make a return at this show, though. I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, he is their champion. That is right. But I haven't heard anything. That doesn't mean that they haven't said anything because sometimes stuff slips through the crack. But $25 on Fight TV, The World on GCW. That's the 23rd Hammerstein Ballroom pay-per-view.
I said $20-$25. I was right there. Nailed it. Nailed it.
Yeah, I would think they would have their first pay-per-view main event by their world champion, right?
You would think so.
Yeah. I'm assuming you're going to see
Especially Moxley.
I think he would. I don't think there'd be a problem with him showing up, but be a little weird with him not being on AEW first, but it's January 23rd. We'll see what happens. Moxie could make a run in anytime. You never know.
Yeah, I expect we'll get to this later, but I expected him tonight.
I did too at one point.
When
I did too.
When
yeah.
Hangman came out, I thought, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, most definitely. But good for GCW, man. It seems like they're a company, just a very a little indie company, just making big strides slowly. But that's how you build a company, slowly. If you don't have the money, this is how you do it. Nice and easy. You get this. You take a little while with it. You get the next thing. You take a little while with it. And that's how you do it, man. I think this is I think this is really good for them, and another step in the right direction for GCW. I mean, they're still a small indie, but they've been getting their name out there for for a decent amount of time. So,
yep,
good for them. Anybody?
And with like the mass exodus of people from WWE, they're getting the talent that they poached from them back. And with Ring of Honor going out of business, sort of, we're going to be talking about that a little bit more later, but they've had more talent to work for there too. So the roster has sort of revamped and rebuilt itself. So the shows have been going up.
Well, they're also ROH guys are also doing run-ins on Impact. So who knows?
This is true. I mean, they can't sign the whole company.
No.
I actually watched that Impact pay-per-view. It was all right.
Really?
I heard it was good.
Yeah, I mean, some of the matches were and some of the matches weren't. I cannot remember his name. Trey Miguel match was really solid. They had the Jonah, which was formerly, I'm going to blank out on his name again.
Bronson.
The big guy.
Bronson
Reed. Yeah.
There you go.
Him and, I'm messing names up left, right, and center. Oh, Josh Alexander. It was a good match. That was a good match, too.
Yeah, nice, man. Very nice. Yeah, I didn't catch any of it. Imagine that.
And I can't imagine that somebody with a wife and kids would be all that interested in wanting to watch the Hard to Kill pay-per-view, but I don't have those sort of problems in my life, so.
No, I just went ahead and watched the Steven Seagal movie instead.
Ooh. I want to talk to you. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I want to talk to you off the air about a potential movie. And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. You got it.
There you go. Yes. There's a lot of wrestling this weekend, too.
Yeah, there is. When's the don't worry about it. All right. So I'm going to move on to the next one now. Everybody, hold your hats. This is a big one. After 7 years of being forced to retire early, Corey Graves has been cleared to return to the ring via Fightful.
Indeed.
I mean, that's the reaction. That's it, guys. Corey Graves.
I mean, we could finally have our, the dream match. They were doing the Edge and Beth Phoenix. I'm forgetting everybody's name today. Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Miz and Maurice. And now we can add Carmella and Corey to the mix.
Boy, I mean, I expected a little more. It was like, hey guys, Corey Graves is returning to the ring.
I honestly was never a fan, not even on the indies. I knew he existed, but I never really watched the stuff.
That's why I'm on NXT. I wasn't really a fan. I was impressed a little bit, but then he got injured, and then the rest was he didn't wrestle again.
I'll be honest. I really never saw him much down in. I think he was in FCW, and then when it became NXT, I really didn't see much of him at all. So I don't know. A lot of people. Chat room was basically saying he was not good in the ring, and I've heard that before. That he just wasn't very good. He was just not good. I'm not going to sit here and judge because I haven't seen enough of him to do it. But you know what? I don't know what is. I don't know. I forgot why he retired. But listen, he's medically cleared to come back. Good for him if he wants to come back. I don't know if he even.
They
does.
were doing a documentary about the NXT, like the early class of NXT people, and I think it was even on ESPN where I saw it. He was one of the people that was featured on there. There was a big chunk of like, it was just when he learned that he wasn't going to be able to wrestle again, and he was like very distraught, and that was a part of that special. That was obviously a couple of years ago at this point, but yeah, it's kind of cool that he's able to come back. The chat room is just it's set ablaze on about this. Dirk says, "Oh boy, Corey Graves, third-rate CM Punk." SBC says, "Boo, he sucked in the ring."
Yeah.
A lot of passion, a lot of excitement.
Very much. I mean, our chat room obviously loves
Concussion,
this guy.
apparently, is what Dirk's saying is why he retired.
Meanwhile, thanks to everybody that's hanging out in the chat. Greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Just throw that out there real quick. Nah, I'm just kidding. You all fucking suck.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I mean, I meant that with love. I'm joking. I meant that with all the love I could give. Okay.
Bunch of interlopers. We love you.
Wait, it looks. I still have. Hold on. I still have music playing. The music is down. It's just still playing. There was no music behind, is what I'm saying. All right. So why don't we just move on from Corey Graves before we just sit here and trash the guy for another 15 minutes?
Well, there you go. I had about 15 minutes more material, but I'll go ahead and couch that for another day.
Well, just, stick a pin in it and save it for this one. So, speaking of NXT, this kind of brought us right into the next little story. Like I said, a few that we don't have to spend too much time on, but I got a feeling we might spend a little bit of time on this. According to PW Insider, Bruce Prichard is now in charge of running WWE NXT 2.0. The NXT creative team has been informed that for now, they will now fall under the direction of Bruce Prichard and Christine Lebrano, directly reporting and answering to them. Now, I don't want to read too much into this, because this could just be them saying, listen, Triple H needs a little bit of time with no stress. Why don't we just give him a break? Maybe even like a year off. The guy had a heart event. No one knows exactly what it was. We don't know. But usually with the heart event, stress is a big issue with it.
Yep.
Anything to do with the heart is usually stress, unless you eat like shit, which I don't think Triple H does. Doesn't do drugs, doesn't drink. So obviously there was some issue with his heart. Now you can say he carries a lot of mass. He's a big guy. That might have had something to do with it, but maybe that's the simple thing. Maybe they just want to let him, get a break, no stress. Let's just leave him out of everything. Or Triple H really doesn't like this NXT 2.0 and said, you guys deal with this. I don't want nothing to do with this shit. I need a break anyway. I don't know. I don't think that's the case. Personally, I think maybe they're just trying to give Triple H as much time off and take some stress off of him. That's just my opinion.
Spend time with the family, too.
I think that's what it could be. Again, he had something with his heart. It wasn't that long ago. What was it, 3-4 months ago, guys?
Yeah, probably before Thanksgiving.
All right. So not that long ago. I'm just going to... I really don't want to read into this and start freaking the fuck out. I'd rather go... This kind of sounds like... Because it says, for now, they will fall under the direction of Bruce Lee and Kristen Lebrano. Doesn't say for good. Doesn't say it's being changed. Doesn't say NXT is now forever under. Might just need a break. Might be taking a couple more months off. Who knows? Who fucking knows? But that's where I'm going with it. I really don't want to fucking lose my mind over this.
At least not yet. I mean, if you find out something else later, then you could. But for now, as you said, we'll just take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying. Smart, do you have a different opinion? Do you want to get upset and rant and rave? I'm fine if you want to.
Slamming my hand on the desk as we speak. Sasha Baron Corbin says it was September 8th that the heart event happened.
All right, so 3-4 months ago. There you go. Right.
Yeah.
Fucking nailing fucking times tonight. This is rare. I mean, he's like, what was that? 2 months ago? 2 years. Oh, okay. But So Smart, go ahead and your hand has hit the desk.
I mean, it is what it is in this front because it's like the NXT 2.0 is essentially just their, it's their farm system at this point. It kind of always was, but even more so now than ever. And no matter who's running it, when they're getting the kind of edicts that they're getting from Vince, where you can only be like nobody over 30 and you have to be a former, bodybuilder or a professional football player or whatever the fuck, like you're very limited in the amount of talent that you can acquire and the actual quality of your shows. So it doesn't really matter too much who's running it if that's what the kind of, modus operandi is going to be.
Yeah. Now, did you say edict, E-D-I-C-T, or E-dick?
I mean, both work.
Just wondering which one I mean, a lot of people on, Bruce Prichard is kind of a E-dick man. He definitely eats Vince McMahon's dick, which is why he's lasted so long in this company. I mean, he left for a while, came back, but he's lasted a hell of a lot longer than a lot of them. Bruce Prichard is like a guy who's been in politics forever, just a yes man. It's just so I really wasn't sure which one you were going with. I just wanted to clarify.
Either work. They're kind of interchangeable at this point.
Oh, okay.
Now, when you say e-dick, I'm just sitting here like thinking of like a USB like vibrator that you could plug in and like syncs with music and shit.
Like a little flash drive, like a
Sacha Corbin says he's a man eater. Whoa, here he comes. Watch out now, he'll suck you up.
Oh, here she comes. She's a man eater. I played that one night when, what's her name? Chewed Becky Lynch.
Oh, Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler, when she did that.
And she turned a vampire. That had some meat on that bone. I'm surprised that they didn't, go further along the line with that.
Well, I think when they didn't get a big backlash from it, I think they were like, well, that didn't play off exactly how we wanted. So
I think I'm going to spend the next like 5-10 minutes just picturing like Shayna Baszler walking around in a cape with some like fake fangs. I mean, it's not like they're doing anything better with her. Why not make her a vampire?
Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Show up on Sesame Street.
1. 2. There you go.
How many more months do I have before they release me? 1, 2, 2 months.
3 more months in catering.
90-day no compete.
Where's the chicken? Oh, okay. I don't know where that one.
I will say I've only seen her like actually fight for real one time because she was on a season of The Ultimate Fighter, and it made me laugh because it was her and Jessamine Duke were on the same season, and like Duke was super humble and modest and everything, and like she won her first fight, but like Baszler talked a whole bunch of shit and just like immediately lost, and it was fucking hilarious to me. But be that as it may, it really doesn't have anything to do with anything.
See, in the first season that I remember watching was with Chris Laban. Do you know who he is?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
I was an old UFC guy, but then they added like 20 divisions, like different weight classes, and it just became very convoluted. I'm just now getting back into it.
Yeah, I used to watch him, and on that season, and he was this big shit talker, and everybody was like, I'm going to go in, I'm going to fuck him up, and then he'd beat their ass. And it was like, holy shit, man. And of course, the best season I ever watched was the Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner. That fucking final fight was like two fucking warriors beating the shit out of each other. If you've never seen the first Stephen Bonner Forrest Griffin fight, go to YouTube. I guarantee it's there. You will just sit there on the edge of your seat. Get some popcorn. Trust me, you're going to need it. That was a brutal fucking fight. If you've never seen it, watch it.
They say it's probably the best fight of all time. So,
dude, I was watching that. I was watching that on pay-per-view that night, and Luke Birch actually said a pretty. I can't deny this statement. Griffin Bonner saved the sport. You know what? They were kind of getting a little. I guess you could say they were jumping the shark a little bit. I don't know if Luke would agree with that back then, but they were sort of jumping the shark a little bit back then. They were getting a little too over the top. But yeah, that fight that night was fucking amazing. And like Eric said, probably one of the greatest fights in UFC history. I don't know, but those guys, Forrest Griffin is just a badass. And Stephan Bonner, I think, is doing announcing. I think he actually went back to fighting for Bellator, I believe. I believe.
Bellator, yep.
Not sure if he still is, but he was for sure for a minute there.
Yeah, he was for a little while, but I don't know. Great fighters, those two. But that was a pretty good show. I watched a few first seasons. I really liked the earlier UFC and, like the Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, all those guys. When a lot of them just started kind of fading away, I kind of faded with them.
Like the actual fight quality was kind of so-so, just depending on who it was. But I liked the very, very beginning when it was literally like it was just a fucking wild west of like you would just have this like 500-pound like sumo wrestler versus this jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
Like that was like it wasn't really a sport at all, but it was a wild spectacle.
Yeah, and you know what? Luke Birch is 100% right. It wasn't on pay-per-view. It was on Spike. He is 100% right on that. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me.
Link is at the chat room here, Mixler.com, Dirt Sheet Dudes, if you want to check it out.
There
for
you go.
Griffin and Bonner.
Oh, my God. What a fight. What a fight. But anyway, I guess back to this NXT thing again. I'm really going to just leave it at that and see if we find out more. This is really only a day old right now, so I don't know. So, okay, like I said, it says for now, that's who they're going to be reporting to. I really feel they're just trying to take a little stress off Triple H. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's just go with that for now.
Perhaps.
Exactly.
Let's just go with that. I like it. It's calm. It's cool. Collected. All right. Those are the most things. You know what, Smark? Why don't you grab one of yours? And then, of course, Eric's does not disappoint. He sent us a horrible take that we can read.
Well, I guess we'll just stay in the WWE realm of things. They are going to be getting sued, so I guess they'll be looking forward to that. And Jerry McDevitt's going to be earning his paycheck from F4W Online. MLW files antitrust lawsuit against the WWE. Major League Wrestling announced today that they have filed an antitrust lawsuit against WWE. See, that confirmed my report. MLW announced the lawsuit in a press release accusing WWE of pressuring third parties to abandon contracts and prospective relationships with them, citing as an example a potential streaming deal that would have, quote, been transformative for the company. In the lawsuit, MLW specifically, I don't know why that was a hard word, mentions that a deal with the streaming service Tubi TV, owned by Fox, fell apart when WWE stepped in. Additionally, the company alleges that in early 2021, when MLW was in talks with Vice TV to air programming, a then WWE executive warned Vice TV that Vince McMahon was, quote, pissed about Vice airing MLW programming and that Vice TV should stop working with MLW. A Vice TV executive responded by saying that what they were doing was illegal and the antitrust violation. The executive replied that she could do, this is my favorite part of this, the executive replied that she could not control Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Quote,
WWE has been wrongfully depriving its competitors of critical opportunities for many years, but its latest conduct has been even more unconscionable. MLW CEO Court Bauer said in a press release, I think we can speak for the rest of the professional wrestling world when we say that this is anti-competitive behavior has to stop. WWE, in a statement to WrestleNomics, said MLW's claims have no merit. Yeah, I don't think they're going to say, yeah, that they got us on this one. Quote, WWE believes that these claims have no merit, there you go, and intends to vigorously defend itself against them, they said. MLW aired one special on Vice TV back on October 7th. We talked about that. A Fightland event that had Alex Hammerstone defeat Jacob Fatu to win the MLW World Heavyweight title.
Yeah. So a little more came out about this today, Mark. The person, the executive that they are talking about is supposedly Susan Levison, who worked for WWE as head of WWE Studios. If you remember, she was one of the people fired back in May 2021. I believe that was one of the big, mass firings right there. So she was the actual one that was that they're claiming. I think it's funny. I think she actually works for Fox now. That is kind of funny. But there is an actual full report of this. Now, not going to read the whole report because it's like, oh my God, hold on, I'm still scrolling. Oh my God, there's 81 different pre-trial allegations here.
Jeez.
They're demanding a jury trial, number one. MLW is demanding a trial by jury for this. WWE did respond in an ever so, as they're known for, guys, lengthy statements, correct?
Yep.
I mean, when people get fired, they go all deep and into it, and, they tell them how sorry they are. Y'all know I'm being sarcastic here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, WWE's comment. WWE believes these claims have no merit and intends to vigorously defend itself. Goddamn ads. Defend itself against them.
It's defending itself against high-speed internet from Comcast.
Yeah, I don't really care about Eleve Health. Go get the fuck out of my way. But yeah, there it is. That's the lengthy statement from WWE. Let me scroll back up and maybe rattle off a few of these that look. I was going to read them all and be like, all right, I'm going to put this one, but no, not really. Basically, the first two just kind of talks about how MLW makes their money, promoting wrestling, doing this and doing that. They do accuse WWE of dominating the United States wrestling broadcast market to the tune of 85% of the market since 2001, when it acquired its biggest competitor, World Championship Wrestling, maintaining its dominance. Wait a minute, where was that? Maintaining its dominance through the unfair and anti-competitive business practices, including poaching talent, misappropriating confidential information, interfering with competitors' contracts, and cutting off competitors' access to their viewing audiences. Interesting they bring up the WCW thing.
I mean, all of that is true, but is any of that illegal?
If you are poaching talent if you are trying to poach contracted talent, yes, that is illegal because they are under contract. And most, again, it's more of an agreement than a contract. But most agreements do say that you are not allowed to, you as the wrestler, not the other company. The other company can, it's still illegal. But the person, the wrestler who's under contract, literally it says you cannot, approach other companies for business deals and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. If you're under contract for contracts. So you can't do that. Interfering with competitors' contracts, cutting off their competitors' access to viewing audiences, that is, that's almost like, the only thing I can compare it to is like price fixing.
Yeah.
It's kind of what that would be like. But yeah, a lot of that is unethical to say the least.
Well, sure.
All right, let me drive down. Now, you were talking about the Vice TV thing, Smart. Mm-hmm. It says, for example, WWE, and this is only number 5, WWE unlawfully interfered with MLW's television broadcasting agreement with Vice TV, one of the fastest growing entertainment cable networks in America. Under that May 2021 agreement, Vice agreed to air MLW's archival footage, and the parties were also engaged in negotiations to expand the agreement to include the broadcasting of new licensed programs. Okay, so once again, they're saying literally they interceded and basically threatened Vice, is kind of what they're saying here.
I really kind of wonder, like, why Vice would prioritize having a relationship with them, because they don't really like do the Dark Side of the Ring stuff with their support.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have former WWE people, but it's all like people that are not currently under contract. Like, all the footage that they use is like camera phone video or, you know, like home recordings, whatever. They don't use any actual proper WWE media for any of their programs. So I'm not
Right.
I didn't even really know that they had any form of relationship together, honestly.
I didn't either, but I guess maybe they do more than we know with Vice. I mean, WWE partners with so many companies that we don't know about. So I don't know. Well, let's read. I got one more on Dark Side of the Ring a little bit, Mark, here.
Sure.
And then I can get to one on the Tubi thing you mentioned, and then we can kind of try to tie a bow on this, because there is so much to unpack in this lawsuit, and we haven't even scratched the surface, and we're not going to be able to.
Right.
We'll see what happens. WWE thinks it's a frivolous claim, and we'll see what happens with that. All right. So let's get back into this. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Here we go. So, when WWE found out about the MLW Vice agreement, its senior vice president, Susan Levison, called a Vice executive to tell him that WWE's owner, Vince McMahon, notorious for his aggressive business tactics, was pissed that Vice was airing MLW content and wanted Vice to stop doing so. The Vice executive told Levison that, "I think that this is illegal what you're doing, and that it was probably an antitrust violation," to which Levison responded that, "You said before, Smart, she could not control Vince McMahon."
That's my favorite part of this.
It really is, because it's
like, look, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just doing my job the best that I can.
Listen, if this whole article is bullshit, the one true fact is no one can control Vince McMahon. I believe that's the one true fact. If anything is, out of this whole article, if you think it's bullshit, that's a true statement right there. WWE,
For sure.
yeah, definitely. It says WWE had considerable leverage over Vice because professional wrestling was an important part of Vice's programming, and wrestling viewers were an important part of Vice's audience. Vice therefore needed WWE as the overwhelmingly dominant wrestling company to ensure the success of Vice's wrestling-related programs, which included a series, Dark Side of the Ring, often focused on WWE storylines based on input from WWE. WWE's interference resulted in Vice withdrawing from negotiations over airing new MLW content, and in Vice airing only a single MLW program. This is bad. If they can prove any of this, that they did break antitrust violations, it's not going to be the end of WWE, but this could be a little hit for them, and it could be a little windfall for MLW.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it really kind of boils down to is, like, I'm sure they probably do have a case, just because it's like, it's really not hard for them to try to sell me on the fact that they've done some shady shit, but it's just a matter of, like, it's their lawyers versus yours. So I feel like that's going to be kind of a big thing, because, obviously they've had some high profile lawsuits in the past. Yeah. They're not undefeated, but they've managed to snag away with some pretty auspicious means and some of the stuff that they've been accused of.
Yeah, they're old Jerry McDevitt ain't stupid, I'll tell you that.
No.
So let's go here to number 8. Again, I'm not going through all of these.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think this will prevent have other companies come forward too? I mean, there's not that many promotions, but do you think there are other promotions that come forward?
Possibly, but I don't know how many wrestling companies were involved with streaming services. I don't know, to be honest with you.
NWA
is mostly on YouTube, I believe.
Yeah.
So they don't give a shit about that. They're not going to fuck with YouTube. YouTube's so big. Their numbers on YouTube, WWE's numbers are ridiculous anyway, so they don't care. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it's entirely impossible, but I think this is more like a directly unique position or like situation directly involving MLW.
Yeah, we definitely may hear someone else go, yeah, they fucked with me too. I mean, it's just kind of the nature of the business. We may hear that, but I really don't think so.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to number 8 here. So we're going to get to the Tubi agreement that you mentioned, Smart. So when WWE found out about the agreement, WWE contacted a Tubi executive located in Tubi's headquarters in San Francisco and threatened that if Tubi did not terminate the MLW contract, WWE would cease doing business with Fox and would pull important WWE programs from Fox platforms. Soon thereafter, and just days before MLW content was to begin airing on Tubi, the MLW contract was terminated, resulting in a substantial loss to MLW and harm to consumers, including in California. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was that happened. But see that again, if they can prove that the executives got involved, and first of all, I didn't know Tubi was a Fox thing.
Yeah.
So that's also interesting. That's really fucked up. And once again, man, if they did do this, this is really bad business. I mean, this is really, really bad business, man. I don't like this at all. I don't think anybody would like this. But again, I didn't know Tubi was a Fox company, and that makes a little bit of sense there. Now, WWE even threatening to pull their business is probably an ethics violation. Right there.
Not even from Tubi, but from Fox specifically.
Yes, exactly.
So that would mean no more SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And all the other, I mean, I think all the other, specials they air and stuff like that wouldn't get any.
Yeah, tribute to the troops.
Yeah. All that shit gone. But basically the whole thing just keeps, accusations here. Like I said, this goes on for 81 different accusations, and it just keeps going and going and going. And then, I mean, you get down to they're literally going for torturous conduct that irreparable harm to MLW and its consumers. I don't know, man. This article is long. If anybody wants to really read it, I'll go ahead and post it in the chat room. But this could be a much different lawsuit than we're used to seeing, where WWE just goes in, crushes everybody, in the lawsuit, and then just says, that's it, we're done. This could, like I said,
drag on.
Not going to put them out of business, but this could drag on a little more than we thought. But I mean, this is a lot to claim a company did. Let's see. It says MLW is being represented by attorney Jason Takanuchi of the Kasowitz, Benson, Torres, and Friedman law firm. They're a New York City based law firm, but they did file this from their San Francisco location. So it doesn't seem like a small law firm, one in New York and one in San Francisco. You're talking about a couple of the most expensive places to own a business or a home or anything.
Yeah.
You're making some coin. You're doing all right. You know what I mean?
You're not kidding.
And a Friedman could be MJF's. I'm kidding. So, all right. I read a lot there, guys. You got any more on all this?
I mean, it's very interesting. Like you said, it's just a matter of, can they prove it?
Right.
Because it's like, it does seem like they tried to kind of cut their knees out from under him or whatever. It seems like they tried to block him, at the pass at all points. Like Christopher Kane was saying, they have Lucha Undergrounds on Tubi, and so is Glow. But I mean, like, neither of them are currently active at the moment, so that's kind of what the difference between that would be. And I mean, if they were to have MLW being if they were able to get on Tubi, I mean, that's a big deal. It's not going to like make them in the same league as a WWE or an AEW, but that's a lot of exposure that they wouldn't have had otherwise. I mean, Tubi's big player in the streaming service, especially considering the fact that they're free. So it's easy to access, and a lot of people have at the very least heard about it if they don't currently use it.
Right. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, streaming services are just kind of the way to go, and it's definitely a help for wrestling and all these shows. So I don't know, man. Eric, what you got here?
It's not surprising, but it's going to be interesting to see how long this drags on, and if Vince pulls something out of his hat and makes they agree on something.
Yeah.
Agree on a settlement.
Yeah, this could be something that gets settled out of court. Who knows? I don't know. I think MLW would be trying to push for a win on this bad boy.
Yeah. It would be a shocker to the wrestling world if they could win this lawsuit, I guess.
Goddamn shoebox.
Would it be kind of a shocker? Not a shocker, but MLW says, "Hey, we stood up to the big boys."
Oh well, they're doing that no matter what, and I don't think it would be shocking. Yeah, I don't think it would be a shock at all if they did win. Like I said, if they can, they have if they can prove any of this, it sounds to me like they've got a hell of a violation case on them. I don't know what the exact consequences for violation laws are. It's probably just a fine or something. So
yeah, well, for what that's worth, like Eric was saying, like sticking up to the big boys. I think with MLW being the size that they are, they're going to spend a lot of money in legal fees regardless of how this goes. So I don't think that they would be doing this just to do it. This isn't going to be an opportunity for PR for them.
Right.
So I feel like they have to feel like they have a legitimate case. I'm kind of impressed that they are just, taking that risk because, if this goes south for them, they have to they end up getting countersued or whatever. That could be the end. We're in the pandemic right now. People are fighting to hang on as it is. If you're not careful with how you spend your money, that might be the end of you. So I have to imagine they at least feel pretty strongly in their camp that they have a case, or otherwise they wouldn't be pursuing this.
And this isn't just messing with MLW itself. This is messing with the talent a lot.
Right.
Not even the poaching of the talent. None of that. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about if these guys think that they're going to get more exposure. You know what that'll get them if they get more exposure on TV? Even if it's streaming TV, it'll get them more money per appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's what it will get them. So by WWE doing this, they're fucking with livelihoods, which I know they have zero issue doing. I know they have no problem fucking with people's livelihoods. I know they don't. They don't give a shit. But
yeah,
this
Vince is probably still laughing about this. So
he's
probably saying, we'll get through this. We always win."
Vince probably feels like he fired all these people. But it really is playing with the livelihood of some of these guys. Like I said, you're on any streaming service, TV, or anything like that. It does put a little more, a little more respect on your name, a little more exposure on your name, and yeah, it'll probably get you a little bit more on the indies. You might be able to raise your fee from, 2 to 2 hot dogs, or maybe even 3.
Yeah, buns too.
Ooh, they might even add ketchup and relish.
Mm. Well, not if you're running a show in Chicago. You can't do the ketchup.
Oh.
You do the relish, though. The electric green relish.
I'm good with relish. I like relish. I actually like Chicago dogs.
I do, too. I don't order them regularly, but every once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Just because there's so much shit on there. You got the onions, you got the relish, you got the pickle spear, you got the mustard. It's just it becomes the thing where it's it's hot dogs for people that don't like the taste of hot dogs, so they just drown it out in as much shit as humanly possible.
We got a place down the road from us called Wiener Schnitzel,
and
it's just hot dogs, all hot dogs.
Nice.
And you can pretty much get them all different fucking ways. They have ways from every fucking city you can imagine, basically. But pretty good little place.
Pretty
good. It's right in front of the cheesesteak place I like, so I always have to sit there and go, which one?
Nah, I feel like cheesesteak's always going to win that fight.
But they're so goddamn filling at this place. They're so big. They're so big that it's like, all right, do I want to be in pain or do I not? Does it matter? It's so good, I don't care. But nah. So, but anyway, like I said, you are fucking with livelihoods. You're fucking with more than just a company. They know they're fucking with a company, and when you fuck with a company and you do shit like this to them, you're fucking with the livelihoods of a lot of people. And my number, before we wrap this up, I do have a question. Why would, and I mean, they're also alleging that they did this with Fight TV, also. Tubi, Fight TV, and Vice. They did. They're saying they did the exact same thing. Why would any of these companies give in?
It's an interesting question because, like I said, I think the same thing applies to the same question I had with Vice. Is like, as far as I know, they don't have a relationship with Fight TV or with, I said Vice, but Tubi. They do have a relationship with Tubi, so I guess that kind of makes a little bit more sense. But Vice TV and Fight TV, that becomes a little bit more of like, well, why would you acquiesce to their demands?
It really is baffling because even at one point, the guy said, I think what you're doing is illegal. Well, we're going to pull this and pull that. Go ahead. We'll sue your balls off.
I just love that's my second favorite quote. What I think you're doing is illegal, and I can't control Vince McMahon. So we know this is shady, but we're getting paid to do it. So
yeah, I mean, it says here, look, the Vice executive told Levison that I think this is illegal what you're doing, and that is probably an antitrust violation. And that's fine. Listen, and then they threaten to pull shit off your shit. All right, well, I don't know. I mean, it was Vice, so I don't know. I don't know who. Vice is just like their own little company, right? I don't think they're owned by anybody, right?
I don't think so. I can look into it real quick, but I don't think that they're a part of a larger media conglomerate.
Oh, yeah. Now the Tubi,
Viacom or some shit. But.
Now Tubi, I can kind of see where they might have caved because WWE threatened to pull shit. But I mean, Vice, what were they going to do? Oh, we're not going to let you do Dark Side of the Ring. Oh, well, fuck you. We'll do it anyway.
Yeah, we're not going to let you air the special you have where you bring out the fact that the Ultimate Warrior is a racist and homophobe. We're not going to play ball with that. Like, why would you play ball with that in the first place?
Well, we'd get to control the narrative. No, shut the fuck up. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I don't think Vice is owned by anybody. I think Vice is like their own company. They may have a parent company. I'm not saying that, but I don't think it's like a huge TV conglomerate that is behind Vice. I don't think so. Maybe, but I doubt it.
No.
Smark's on the case.
Joint venture controlled by Vice Media and A&E Networks.
All right, I lied a little bit. A&E is a pretty big network right there.
Which is a joint venture between Hearst Communications and the Walt Disney Company.
Oh, shit. So it's all Fox related.
Yeah, I reckon, since I guess they own Fox now. Yeah.
So this is all Fox related.
Let's see. Let me do a little bit more dirt and see if I can find anything about Fight TV.
Why would none of these companies just say...
Might be a bigger deal than we all...
Man, I would just say, go ahead. What you're doing is illegal, and we're going to sue your balls off for it.
Yeah, as far as I can see, Fight TV is its own thing.
Yeah. That I believe they're Canada-based company.
Owner Triller Net. Headquarters in Uniondale, New York.
Okay, I was wrong again. All right. Let me stick with timelines again. That's better for me, obviously.
Merger with Sea Change. They merge with Sea Change International. See, this is all fucking. We could be doing this all that night. This is like big wormhole of just everyone's owned by somebody else. It's owned by somebody else. It's like it's fucking shell game.
It is, especially in the TV shit. And I just didn't realize that Tubi is also basically, technically, since it's by Disney, it's basically a Fox thing too. So Tubi and or Vice. Vice actually was the one we were just talking about that I didn't know they were Disney. So,
oh, see, there you go. Christopher Kane ties in everything else we've been talking about. Vince McMahon is almost as bad as Dana White.
Almost. Well, I mean, Dana's young enough to still kick your ass, which makes him a little more dangerous. He might not be able to, but he may be able. He's watched enough fighting where he might be able to. So that's, Vince, all he can do is yell and scream, and if you play your cards right, he'll forget about it in at least 2 minutes, like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, you didn't yell at me for that. What are you talking about? What? No. Maybe I didn't. I should have. Anyway. All right. So I guess we're just going to have to keep an eye out on this little MLW thing. If it goes away, a settlement was reached and it was behind the scenes and there were NDAs signed.
Right.
If it just kind of fades away and you don't hear about it again, I think that's probably what you can gather. So let's get into this real quick. Like I said, Eric loves to bring up some of these shitty wrestling takes. This one's really funny because just let me read it. This is from the group Real Wrestling Fans. It says, McMahon is selling WWE because Vince can't give it to Triple H due to Paul's heart problems. So Vince wants the family to get out of wrestling and start a new life with a lot of money from the sale of the business. Vince knows he is going to die soon, so he is selling it for Triple H, Stephanie, and his kids and grandkids. If Triple H didn't have the health problems, Vince would have not sold and left it to Steph and Triple H. It says he has a source for this, Mark.
Oh?
The source. I know this directly from Vince. I worked with WWE doing a lot of their PR. I'm sharing this for my own reasons now. Don't ask, because you'll never know. There's a good chance this will all be deleted anyway, so it's like it was never written. Because things on the internet just can go away and no one screenshots it. Like literally, Eric sent me a screenshot of this. You can find my old posts if they haven't been deleted where I spoiled CM Punk's to AEW and also Bryan Danielson over a year and a half ago and had over 100 negative comments from non-believers and laughing emojis on the post. I also broke the news with WWE going to be sold with 3 potential buyers. One media group from UAE, AEW possibly being a serious 4th, as suitable candidates to make this sale happen. What do you think? Do you think do you think Raya Sullivan, who's posting in Real Wrestling Fans, has the scoop?
No.
I mean, as you were reading it, it was like going in the back of my head as like being in Jesse Ventura voice. The truth is out there. I've seen the documents. Yeah, I had briefly forgotten that this is an audio medium and that rolling my eyes was not the right way to go, but that's what I was doing as you were reading that. So, I mean, there you have it. You made some vague predictions about, because, I mean, for fuck's sake, we were saying, I forget what I said, but earlier in 2021, like before September, when we talked about All Out being in Chicago, I said, "Oh, hey, Box, do you think this means it's time for the CM Punk return?"
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that ended up happening, but I was clearly fucking around. So it's like, you can make vague predictions all day long, and it doesn't mean anything.
Well, the Punk predictions started as soon as AEW basically started getting going on television. That's when they started anyway. Sure. Also, the Danielson one started because we knew there was a lot of people over there, and people were wishing for people to go over there anyway. I mean, this guy makes it seem like, I was the only one a year and a half ago, and I got 100 negative comments and laugh emojis. Well, people are laughing because you are posting stuff like this. I know this directly from Vince. He did a lot of their PR. Does he still? When was this? Was this 20 years ago? 15 years ago? There's a good chance this will be deleted anyway. So it's like it was never written. They won't let me in because I know the truth.
Is he going to end up accidentally committing suicide now?
There's
It's like you're
thermite
going
paint.
after Vince McMahon, not Hillary Clinton. Chill out, bro.
This post has thermite paint all over it. It's gonna burn up from the jet. That's the only way.
Of wrestling media.
It's the only way it would burn up from the jet fuel. Don't you know that?
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams. We all know.
Eric, these are getting better.
Thank you.
That was a solid bad take. It was a bad take, but it was a good bad take.
Oh yeah,
I knew you guys would love it.
this went from bad take to delusional to funny, and then back to delusional. Yeah, AEW is going to buy WWE. Are we serious here? Are we really?
If that was true, they would have bought it. They wouldn't even started their own. Let's see, that just doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
None of it makes any sense, and oh my God, I'm glad I didn't pre-read that. I got to be honest with you, I really am. I'm glad I read that cold.
SBC makes a good point. Jesse Ventura should join AEW. He should. I don't know what he would do, but I would like to see him just wandering around.
Oh my God, dude, he should be managing. No, he should be managing Sami Zayn. Is what he should be doing.
Yeah, definitely. But man, that would be something else. Like, we haven't learned for sure whether or not he's staying with them. Fucking Sami Zayn comes out with Jesse Ventura on AEW television.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
That's a needle mover, as Roman Reigns would say.
There you go. There you go. Or an E-Dick, as you would say.
Yes, the old E-Dick.
The old E-Dick.
Get yours now.
Are we gonna have to call the show E-Dick?
I think so. I think we've done half the work.
Awesome. It's always easier for me to post a show when we got a title. Last week's was kind of a given with the whole manager thing. With the manager thing, it was just easy to do. All right, so I don't even know where to go with this anymore. Smark, why don't you just pick a story?
I'm currently being accosted by my dog here, so give me just a moment. Well, let's see. Here's one, I guess. We were talking. When we were talking about the releases, I said that AEW should hire Road Dogg. And I don't think this is what this is going to lead to. But interesting enough, Fightful.com is reporting that Billy Gunn has filed a trademark on the New Age Outlaws. And it starts off with, "Oh, you didn't know?" Of course, why not? Billy Gunn has filed a new trademark on, quote, the New Age Outlaws for merchandise purposes. The trademark was filed on January 7th. Gunn and Road Dogg teamed as the New Age Outlaws during their time in WWE. They have not teamed together since 2015. Trademark description. Mark for the New Age Outlaws trademark registration is intended to cover categories of hats, shirts, socks, sweatshirts, and hooded sweatshirts. So no duvet covers or blankets, or no throws or anything of that nature. You're not going to see any New Age Outlaw gnomes. Gunn is currently signed to AEW. Road Dogg was released by the company and released by WWE on January 5th. Gunn and Dog, I like how they phrase that. Gunn and Dog are set to reunite at Squared Circle Expo in April.
You know, I'm sitting here on Trademarkia, and it doesn't look like WWE has that trademarked.
Bit of an oversight there, huh?
I'm looking.
You think it would if they have DS trademark, right?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, as much as they love nostalgia, and as much as I'm sure they're going to put out 8 more DX DVDs, well, I guess they're not doing DVDs anymore, but they're not going to miss out on an opportunity to shill DX merch no matter how long they've not been a thing for. So you would think that they would have that trademark.
No, but they did just update their own trademarks, WWE, and their logo, and Nikita Lyons, a lot of NXT talent. They actually trademarked Piper Niven. She might get her name back.
Interesting.
Skull King, Next in Line, they trademarked. But they did trademark Piper Niven, which means she may get her name back. Because they did trademark Dewdrop a while back, but I'm looking
Or
here.
if they fire her, she's going to be fucked. Because they'll own all of her names.
Yeah, that is true, but I'm looking and I don't see. I'm searching and I don't see New Age Outlaws trademarked. So I don't.
That is very interesting that they didn't. They never did. You would think like Triple H would be on top of that.
Or maybe he purposely wasn't on top of
that. It's true.
I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting. It's like, yeah, I'll take care of that. I'll file the patent. Wink, wink. Oh. Weeb says in the chat here, WWE probably owns the term "old age bastards," which would be a good name for their aid if they ended up teaming up again.
It would be. It would be. But pretty cool though. I mean, I'm not surprised they're getting back together on some of these little signing tours and doing stuff like that. People will make that. That's going to be a big thing for people to go see.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Even in their age, their new age, as we would.
I wonder if TNA still has the Voodoo Kin Mafia locked up under copyright.
Oh, they should trademark that next, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. The old VKM. Well, that is Vince's initials, so.
Yes.
So, I don't know if they could trademark the VKM part, but. There you go, though. All right. Well, it looks like they may not have a problem doing it.
There you go.
You might see a lot more New Age Outlaws stuff out there. It may have lapsed and they just never renewed it. And that might be why it's not owned right now. But if that's the case, I don't know. I could see Triple H like, yeah, guys, wait till January. Wait till January. Wait till January. Everything will be fine. Okay, go. Trademark it now. So good for them. I hope they get it. I do hope they go ahead and grab that. Let's see. Let's get into one more thing. I guess we can get into this real quick. Now, there was probably one of the bigger stories of the week, over the weekend actually, was WWE. Another Royal Rumble's coming up. And on SmackDown, they announced Mickie James was going to be in the Women's Royal Rumble. The current TNA Impact Knockouts champion is going to be in the Royal Rumble. I think
the forbidden door is open.
All right. Stop with the forbidden door shit.
I know.
To me, this means WWE does not see Impact as any threat at all. Now people are like, my God, we're going to see Punk back in, and Jericho's going to be in the Rumble. And even Booker T was like, Jericho, the forbidden. Booker T, you know how WWE works. Shut the fuck up. You're not going to get AEW talent over there to WWE. No. I know.
Exactly. I see all these comments.
Yeah.
And people are saying, oh, CM Punk is going to be there. Bryan Danielson, Christian Cage. I'm like, these people left for a reason. They're not going to go back for one night and get eliminated in 15 seconds.
Yeah, and I mean, let's face it. They simply don't have enough women.
Yeah.
They simply don't have enough women. But Mickie James did say, y'all talk about doors like you're doing big things. Bitch, I raised the bar and kick out the ceiling. That was her Instagram post, because that's what legends do. And she continued, yes, you heard right, after tomorrow at Impact Hard to Kill, I'm taking myself, my boots, and my Impact Knockouts Championship all the way to WWE Royal Rumble. So
there you go.
There.
Isn't this the same woman that got garbage bags?
Yes. Sent to her. She put it on social media, complained about it. Then a bunch of people chimed in that they had the same thing done to them. And then she said Vince called her, everything's okay.
Which means the money was right. That'd be pretty great if that's how she got eliminated from the Royal Rumble. Somebody just chunked her into a trash bag. Like somebody's holding one on the outside and they just dump her right into it.
That would be nice. That would be funny. I like that. That's how they should do it. But yeah, this did open up.
They're desperate for women's talent.
Yeah. They are desperate for women's talent. Absolutely.
This is sort of a very wonderful, like, duality kind of moment, because it's like, on one hand, it's cool that your knockout champion is going to be getting exposure, and thus your company is going to be getting exposure. But they're just, like you said, they're just flat outright saying that you are like as inconsequential as humanly possible in terms of our competitors. It's like, we do not see you as any sort of a threat to anyone at all for any reason.
No, and if you think they're gonna let her come out with that title around her fucking shoulder or waist, that Impact title, I don't think so.
I don't know. I think she was listed, like, oddly enough, and on the champion, unless it was a fake, like a Photoshop that I saw. I'm gonna look it up on the WWE website as like under the champions tab.
But
which is weird.
I mean, that's fine, but they're not gonna let her bring that title out there. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I don't see it. Well, I mean, I may be wrong. When is the Rumble? When is it? The 30th?
We gotta find
the week before the Super Bowl. It's always the week before the Super Bowl.
Week before yeah, I kind of know when the fucking Super Bowl is.
I mean, the Super Bowl was February 9th.
February 9th. All right, so it's the last week. All right. All right, there we go. There we go. A lot of the Impact people chimed in, of course, congratulating her. Scott D'Amore did. Tommy Dreamer, of course. Tommy Dreamer always chimes in. I don't get, still a good guy. Nick Aldis chimed in, her husband, of course. So good for her. We'll see what happens. I don't see this going any further than a one-off. I really don't. Everyone can say this whole forbidden door. Oh, WWE only does something if it benefits them. That's true. But what really can Mickie James do for WWE except fill a fucking spot right now?
Yeah, because you have several people missing. You have Sasha Banks missing now. You have Bayley still recovering. You have Asuka out, right? Asuka's still out.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Could be coming back.
There's three of your top women stars out.
Dude,
that's very weird. It's being listed here on the WWE website as Saturday, January 29th, the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was mistaken.
29th.
It just seems weird that they're doing it on a Saturday. That seems odd to me. It seems like that's a misprint, but I'm going to look. I mean, it's on the WWE.com website. That's where I'm getting that from.
I remember talking about their schedule, and they had like 4 or 5 pay-per-views for this year that were on Saturdays.
Yeah,
I think their major ones are on Saturdays now. Like SummerSlam and WrestleMania, obviously, it's 2 nights. SummerSlam's 2 nights, right?
I think the final 4.
SummerSlam's 2 nights or 1?
I don't even remember anymore. 1. Should be 1 night.
Yeah.
Yeah, WrestleMania is the only dual
2 nights.
Dual show that they do, I think. As far as right now, it is. I mean, anyway, they can make extra money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really don't see this going too far. I just see this being a one-off. They're trying to fill as many spots as they can. We may see more women. I don't really think we're going to see any men. Huge surprises. I mean, like I said, we're not going to see fucking Jericho. We're not going to. Stop, everybody. My God, social media sucks balls.
Yeah. Why would Jericho want to go be in a Rumble?
I don't know.
If he's not going to win it. I mean, obviously he's not going to win it, but why would he waste his time?
They don't have enough women, Weeb says, and I'll do it as Weeb wants me to. Get out there, Linda.
Oh, I would pop so fucking hard if it was like number 30 and you hear the fucking WrestleMania music.
WrestleMania.
They probably asked Ronda. They probably asked Ronda Rousey to come back.
That'd be fucking brilliant if they did, dude. That'd be a good move, but I think that would be funny watching her walk out there. Just like, oh, fuck, I'm dead.
Just those dead eyes just staring into you.
Oh, God. Oh, the shit.
I think she was not that has anything to do with anything, but I think she was like an unlockable character on one of the SmackDown games a long time ago.
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, man. I that woman went through fucking hell.
Yeah, she was in a vegetative state for a while. She recovered from that. She had to deal with poor Vince making out with Trish right in front of her.
Not only Trish, but I mean, he's admitted to many affairs.
Mm-hmm.
Many. He's admitted to multiple affairs. Never said with who. I think we all probably know where that went.
Trish, Tori Wilson, Shawn Michaels.
Ooh. Ooh. Bearskin rug?
Mm-hmm.
Only a few will get that one.
Good old Paul London. I wonder what he's up to these days.
I don't know. But
now, do you have any? You guys have any early predictions since we're on the Royal Rumble subject?
I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to watch it.
Well, I see JYD in the chat room here from Luke Birch. I wonder if I think that's not in relation to who was winning the Rumble. I think that's potentially an allegation of him fucking Vince, which would be pretty wild.
I'll watch it for Bobby and Brock. That's probably it.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'll probably watch it. And last year we actually watched it live. If you remember, we had Cheese was on with us, right? Cheese
it was
on,
Cheese and Mojo.
We'll see what's going on this year. I don't know. Watch it live.
If you guys do it live, I'll join.
That means I'd have to not do a Hollywood hangout. I don't know. I'll think about it. Let's just leave it at that. I'll think about it. I'll fucking think about it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
No pressure.
No pressure. Don't
You're not going to turn this car around. We're too close. You're going to drive 6 hours back home? You're bluffing. You're bluffing, pal.
Yeah, I don't think the Royal Rumble winner will even matter if they're doing the storyline. I think they are.
Probably not. Oh, Sasha Baron Corbin says Baron Corbin wins the Rumble. No. No. Just no.
Let's go down on a limb on that one.
What?
I wonder who is going to win it. I'm trying to think. I'll go with Styles.
I don't know, man. I really don't. All right.
I think AJ Styles needs to run again.
Styles.
Baron Corbin's not winning the Royal Rumble, but I mean, Madcap Moss, now he's got a shot.
All right, you guys are just pissing me off at the point. That's it.
Actually, what's his name? Fuck. I was hearing that there's a potential, like maybe Braun Breaker fucking winning the Rumble. They're just trying to like rocket shoot him to the top.
That's what I was thinking too.
They really are.
They need people at the moment. Like Roman Reigns has gone through so many motherfuckers.
Good night, Christopher Kane. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah, have a good night, pal.
All right. Again, I don't read too much into this whole thing. Don't go with the whole Forbidden Door thing. I just don't see it happening. I just don't. I see a one-off. I see filling spots. I see we need a body. You happen to have a wonderful one, so come on in and fill a spot for us.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah. So, all right. We jump into this one here, Smark, and then we'll get to you got two more, I got two more, then we got a little bit of audio to play up here.
Sure. I do kind of wonder if this is going to be like this could mean that we might get one or two Impact people from the men's side. They don't have a real problem. They're not lacking in male talent, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we saw like a brief Zack Ryder.
Maybe EC3 will come back.
Zack Ryder.
Maybe EC3 and Braun Strowman will come back.
Yeah, there you go.
And Zack Ryder.
I don't think
Whoa.
Zack Ryder ain't coming back after they fucking fired him and then asked him if they could use his pool.
And then he let him.
I know. Well, it's because his wife was like, "Don't get me fired."
And then they fired.
Then they fired her. It's like, "Hey, thanks for your pool. Go fuck yourself."
Okay, so your wife's fired too, but can we buy that pool from you? We got some vignettes that we're planning on shooting.
Gotta do
How
it.
could you fire anybody like Chelsea Green? Damn.
I don't know. Zack Ryder picked that shit up though. All right.
Lucky son of a big
No shit. I think it was last week, guys, we were talking about the whole Big E championship run and how it was kind of lackluster to all of us. I said before, as even a year ago when I was pushing for this guy to be champion, I was saying, I really think that, he's the kind of guy, just great personality, great natural personality. I'd have him plastered over everything I could, media bound for every day. I'd have this guy media bound, like The Miz. That's what I would do with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really do that. They really kind of dropped the ball on his reign, if you ask me. And he actually isn't disagreeing. Here's a comment. This is from the Dirt Sheet Radio Facebook page. Big E said, and I quote, "I wanted it to be a 5-course meal, and it was more of an appetizer. I'm overly critical of my work to begin with, so I wouldn't say I was happy with it. My hope was to knock it out of the park, and I fell a bit short. So it's motivating to start that climb back. I'm not comfortable being just a guy on the roster. I'm not good with going back to the way it was before. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed to see it end that way. And it's not anything against Brock. Brock is a very special athlete, human and performer. There's no shame in losing to Brock Lesnar. I took a moment to soak in the sadness, the highs of winning, like at Money in the Bank or cashing in. Those are incredible, but the lows suck too, and that's motivation to fuel me." This whole statement just oozes class.
Yeah.
The whole statement does. No, it wasn't great. Didn't shit on WWE. Made sure to call Brock Lesnar a very special athlete, human, and performer, which he's correct. He is very special, very, just a freak of nature. Not like Big E isn't. Big E's a giant motherfucker, too. But to me, this whole statement he's just a classy guy, in my opinion. And I just think they dropped the ball. This guy can toe that company line. He'll say some crazy stuff, but not too crazy. The run wrote itself, and they just didn't even bother. They just went with same old shit. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give him a little bit of run with it. He's going to lose to Brock. That's how we do this. Man, I'm telling you the way I would have had this guy. This guy would have been a great guy to have, just promoting your company everywhere. You know what? With or without a title, I'd have this guy in that Miz spot promoting the hell out of my company.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like what Titus O'Neil is doing now.
Yeah, just being an ambassador.
He's another really, like I said, really likable guy, really nice guy. Doesn't have the same personality as Big E, but he's doing great at it. And let's face it, no one liked him in the ring anyway, and I think he knew it. So, but Big E, great in the ring, great performer. Like I said, great charisma, great personality. Big E has checked every box for me for a very long time, and I've said those exact words a lot of times on this show and other shows. Eric, I've said it on your shows. So, I don't know. I just can't disagree with anything he said here. So, and I think it's good. Once again, he's, classy. All right, look, I lost. Now I got to start that climb back, and I'm not happy just being, just another guy on the roster. I love it. I love the whole statement. Anyone else?
Classy.
I
thought it was
All right.
I thought it was the right thing to say.
Not even the right thing. It's not like it's just. This just seems like the kind of answer he would give and the kind of person he is. That's what I mean by that whole classy thing. This doesn't seem like it was forced. Doesn't seem like he was trying to toe the company line. This is just the answer a guy This is just the answer a guy like Big E would give, because he's this kind of guy.
Yep.
That's
agree more.
That's where I was going with it. So, all right, Smart, you got 2?
I do have 2. Yes.
Well, pick one.
So, we were talking about before, I'm going to see if I can find this again, when we were talking about Jesse Ventura potentially joining AEW. SBC said that Jesse Ventura should replace Tony Schiavone. He sucks on commentary. 2 more years of this bum cursing up a storm for no reason. What this alludes to is that on the latest episode of Tony Schiavone's What Happened When podcast, the AEW commentator interviewer announced that a 2-year contract extension had been picked up by All Elite Wrestling that would bring him through to mid-2024. So SBC is very excited about that. I personally personally enjoy his work, but
Mm-hmm.
and apparently
I love
not
it.
everyone does.
You can't please everybody, Smart.
No, you cannot. I'm just glad that people have paused on the whole fucking hate JR bandwagon. That was getting tiresome.
I mean, it doesn't shock me that a guy who is a Baron Corbin fan doesn't like Tony Schiavone, but kind of makes you wonder, is all I'm saying. 2024. All right. I got no problem with it. I've liked Tony Schiavone I always liked Tony. Even people shit on him. Oh, he tries to put over everything as historic. Big. Oh, wait, he does his job?
Tries to make things seem special? That motherfucker.
Trying to make it seem like it's bigger than it is? My God.
He's having fun.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me a wrestling announcer is exaggerating something? Wow, man, I'm blown away here. I'm blown away.
Ooh, dropping the hot takes. He says Michael Cole is better than Tony Schiavone. I mean, he's a little greater than sign, but
No.
No.
No. No. Just no.
there you go.
No. No. That's all I'm gonna say right there. Nope.
I've been watching a couple of like old WCW/NWA shows like back from 89, 90, 91, that kind of thing. And it seems so weird to just see him as like a baby. Because he's like in his like late 20s, early 30s, I think, at that point, and he just looks so young.
I know, man. Didn't we all?
Yep.
I look young.
Well,
I
was about a couple months old at that point, so I looked really young.
I looked young once too. Then I started drinking.
Yeah, they'll do that shit.
And I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. All right. You know what, Smart? Why don't you go ahead and hit up your last one here, since it's not like a huge get into a lot with. We'll play these we'll play these Bob Saget clips real quick and kind of talk a little bit about him. I don't want to talk too much because I'm going to do a whole Friday show on him, or a Saturday show, excuse me. So, why don't you go ahead and knock this last one out for me?
Okay, so I can't think of a segue that's not inappropriate. So I will just say that per PW Insider, Ring of Honor is back in action. It says Ring of Honor, this is from your buddy Mike Johnson. Everybody loves Mike Johnson. Ring of Honor announced the following. Ring of Honor presents Supercard of Honor on April 1st in Dallas, Fort Worth. So there you go. You can take the kids. Ring of Honor returns to live wrestling with Supercard of Honor, slated for April 1st at the Curtis Colwell Center in Dallas, Fort Worth. Tickets for the annual pay-per-view extravaganza go on sale Friday, January 21st at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central for Honor Club members, and Friday, January 28th at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central for general public. Since 2006, Supercard of Honor has been a stage for some of Ring of Honor's most memorable and historic matches. Not any that I can remember. Keep it logged into ringofhonorwrestling.com and ROH's social media for Supercard of Honor announcements. Ring of Honor presents Supercard of Honor Friday, April 1st, bell time, 7 p.m. Central. I'm not going to go ahead and give the whole address, and the Ring of Honor is not paying me. Fuck you guys.
No, actually, it's at the same place that AEW goes in Garland out here.
Yeah.
Not far. About 25, 30 minutes from me here. It's April 1st?
That's kind of a little dubious. I guess it's during WrestleMania weekend is the point. That's why they're doing it then.
This is a strange time for ROH to bring back people, because watch you go there and they're going to be like, y'all know what day it is, right? You know what day it is, right? Yeah, I mean, you guys know what day it is, right? Then it'll just turn to like a Spaceballs movie. Okay.
It's pretty weird that they say no refunds here when they're talking about the ticket sales.
April Fools!
Stealing everybody's money.
Good for them. I'm sure they'll probably start announcing matches soon. I would hope. I don't know who's left with Ring of Honor right now, so I guess we'll all just have to wait and see, and hopefully they'll start announcing some cards. But Supercard of Honor, that's usually a bunch of people from a bunch of different promotions, so I could see a lot of I could see some AEW guys showing up for this one, especially those who left.
Jay Lethal, I could see Jay Lethal back.
I could see Lethal back. I could see them bringing in maybe Daniel Bryan. I could see him doing a few things for this show. I could see him doing a few things.
Bryan Danielson and CM Punk are former ROH guys. So
I could see a few people coming in, especially those who might have left goodbyes on the last show they did for AEW, for ROH, the AEW guys. Might see them coming in. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, there's another one since it happened after Wednesday's show of a potential person that could be back in Ring of Honor. Mm-hmm. Samoa Joe, they done went and released him. That happened after Wednesday's show, so there's just sort of a mention of that. Everybody's picked that bone clean. Mm-hmm. But there you go.
You're right. I forgot about that. I forgot to even mention that. I don't think you know what, dude, it's not even worth talking about because no one at that company is safe. Nothing is surprising. They treated Joe like shit, and it's just not surprising. They brought him back to treat him like shit again. It's just the way this fucking company works. So
that one, I feel like I don't know. It's hard to explain, but like I feel bad because I think he had gotten injured again. Mm-hmm. Was the thing. So it's like it's hard to say. Like maybe they actually did intend on using him, but then he just got injured again, and they're just like, well, fuck it, we're not going to keep paying you. Yeah. Which I mean, it's not a cool thing to do either way, but it's just unfortunate that things happen the way that they did.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
Fired twice in 1 year.
Yep. Exactly. Well, I mean, within a year, not in the same year.
Yeah.
There's the loophole.
Luckily, that whole New Year's thing came over and saved him from that one.
Yeah.
Thank God for January 1st.
I can just imagine, hey, Joe, how's your New Year? Like, I see where this is going. Go ahead, make it quick.
Joe, Happy New Year. Okay. I know where you're going with this, John. Well, budget cuts.
You're still in good graces with Impact, right? I don't care. You're fired. Get out of here.
Listen, I'm going to tell you you're fired in person. Don't forget I'm going to send you a text in about an hour.
Does it via Cameo?
All right, there via Cameo. So WWE can make money on it. Mm-hmm. That's how they should do it from now on. All right. Anyway, we'll see what happens with the Ring of Honor thing. Obviously, that would be hilarious if they were joking with everybody. That'd be great. So it was Sunday night. It would. So it was Sunday night, guys.
Yes.
I'm sitting there watching TV. I actually found a brand new show I was watching. It's a cooking show, and it's called The Wall of Chefs. And I'm sitting here, and they cook. It's 4 people. They cook, and they go round by round by round. They're judged by 4 out of 12 chefs. I'm wondering why I don't know any of the chefs. It's a Canadian show. That's why I didn't know many of the chefs. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And me and my wife are playing cards. I'm watching TV. And she just looks up at me and goes, Bob Saget just died. I'm like, no. You're kidding. No way. So what do I grab my phone? And I see Bob Saget was found in a hotel room at the age of 65 dead. They don't know what happened. There is an investigation into it. Not that it looks like there was foul play, but they are looking to see exactly what the cause of death was. And, I mean, after losing Betty White just, a week ago, basically America's grandmother, we lose kind of like America's dad figure from Full House.
Yep. And he's from Philadelphia.
I didn't know that. But just kind of like out of nowhere. Kind of out of nowhere.
Hulk Hogan had a very interesting theory about this.
Don't tell. Oh, God.
You didn't hear about this?
Oh, no, please tell me.
Oh boy.
This was not planned. We did not talk about this before the show, but Newsweek.com is where I'm getting this from. WWE legend Hulk Hogan appeared to post and then delete a conspiracy theory that linked Bob Saget's death, along with Betty White's recent death, to the COVID-19 vaccine. Oh, I'm so glad we're talking about this. Saget passed away on Sunday at the age of 65 after he was found unresponsive, and he said in his hotel. Anyways, quote, "At this time, there's no foul play." One person wrote, "Well, many different directions we can go with this, but I will take a jab. I will take jab for 500, Alex." It was under this comment that Hogan sent a reply saying that Saget's death, along with White and Sidney Poitier, surprised that Hulk Hogan cares about Sidney Poitier's death, but that's a whole other story, was due to the booster vaccine. Hollywood legend Sidney Poitier died last week at the age of 94. Hogan's comment read 100%. He actually used the emoji, I'm surprised. Betty and Sidney were also jabbed. They're dropping like flies, but they'll never say it. Their screenshot was shared on Reddit. The wrestler has since deleted the full comment, but many other Facebook users noted that he replied and took screenshots. And you can find the screenshot posted here in the Mixler chat. But yes, Hulk Hogan believes that they died because they were vaccinated, which is fucking wild.
Okay, let me start with this. First of all, I do not believe that. I did see that rumor. Bob Saget did put out a post that he did get a booster. I think it was like a few weeks ago, which has nothing to do with anything. Betty White, I believe 6 days before she had her. Stop with all this shit. Sidney Poitier was 94. 94 years old. I do. Man, I wonder how he died. 94 years old. But Hulk Hogan's a fucking joke, dude. By the way, that shit'll get you fucking suspended from Twitter right there.
Well, he was on Facebook, which is, I didn't even know Hulk Hogan had a Facebook.
That'll get you. Yes, he does. That'll get you suspended from Facebook too. Right now, it will. It will. If you're not allowed to be a kooky, crazy person anywhere anymore.
No.
But there was also, QAnon is also trying to put out there that Bob Saget is some pedophile, and disgusting what these people do. So, the body's not even cold, and QAnon is out there trying to say that he's a pedophile. He was on the Epstein thing, and which they have a fake picture of the Epstein log. They're not even using the one that you can go on fucking public information websites and look at. No, they use a picture they have on their phone instead. That's blurry. It's always blurry. Always blurry. It's like a Bigfoot photo.
Damn it, I was going to say that they put the same photographer that photographs Bigfoot on the case.
It's the same one. It's the same guy taking these photos. Guy really needs to learn how to focus a camera. But I just think it's gross what people do after people pass away. You know what? We just need to be glad we have their memory. If they did something and it's proven in maybe a court of law, not by a fucking picture of a document you have. And by the way, there was, rumors that he had inappropriately done stuff with the Olsen twins. Guess who never accused him of anything? The Olsen twins.
Correct.
But like I said, let's just leave that alone. QAnon are some sick son of a bitches. They're great for comedy, but that's about it.
Yep. Bunch of Karens.
Oh, they're worse than Karens. So, anyway, I bring this up because Bob Saget did have a few things to do with wrestling. Every now and then. He had a couple of little appearances, if you will. Good?
No, I knew a little bit about this. I don't know if this is where you're going. I'm assuming so. At one point, he was actually the pseudo on-air commissioner, or as they call it, the director of fun for Chikara Pro Wrestling for a while.
Yep.
He actually did do a couple of segments for them. He was on the DVD, their events, that kind of thing.
And I've got one of them right here, and I've also got one where he was in the ring with a young John Moxley at a Dragon Gate show.
Yeah, very nice.
So let's do the one you were talking about first, and then we'll do the other one, and then we're going to get into the PWI/AEW Awards.
Nice.
Here we go. Let's start with this clip. Bob Saget, Chikara.
Hey, Chikara fans. This is Commissioner Bob Saget here. Yes, I'm a commissioner, and I'm also a gynecologist, so put them up and then hope it doesn't get too cold in the stirrups. I'd like to make the main event of our July 22nd card official. Jigsaw will face Icarus in a mask versus hair match. We'll see you there.
There you go.
That is particularly amusing if you realize the fact that they did not allow any swear words or sexual innuendo of any kind in Chikara, and he just immediately pops off with a gynecologist joke.
Yeah, but people may have seen him on Full House being the, wholesome American dad for many years, but no one, not a lot of people we know now, but this man started off as a very filthy comic, and he has told some very, very, very dirty, filthy, disgusting jokes in his career. I won't deny that. But you used to be able to do that in comedy. Sorry, but you used to. You used to be able to actually be funny in comedy. Not anymore. Not anymore. But next clip here was, like I said, he was in there with Jon Moxley. This one's not as easy to hear, but fuck it. We'll go ahead and play it anyway. It ain't no big deal.
I show you what this sport is really about. Yes, sir. My eyes are up here. Been choked before? I have not been choked. Oh! You know what? I left something in the car.
I left something in the car.
These guys rehearse.
I show you what this sport is really
I'm sorry, it restarted. Moxie, you ever been choked before? No, I haven't. Oh, and then he hits one of the guys. He goes, I think I left something in the car. And he gets the fuck out of the ring. I thought it was funny. All right. Anyway, definitely a big loss. Really is.
Oh, definitely.
Really is. I mean, I've listened to Bob Saget on Opie and Anthony before, on Howard Stern before. He was always just kind of a really funny guy. He did want to always break out of that American dad shell because of the kind of comic he really enjoyed being, was a dirty, filthy comic. So, and
you would never think of that from him because of his Full House days.
Exactly. And I mean, people were just watching him on Fuller House and raving about that show.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was in Philadelphia and went to Abington.
Wow.
It's like Abington's like 20 minutes from me.
Nice. Very nice.
So.
All right, well, rest in peace, Bob Saget. And once again, I will be doing a whole show on this Saturday night. Play some clips, have a good time. I'm going to do it basically the way I did the Norm Macdonald thing. I may not do it on YouTube. I might just do it the way I did the Norm Macdonald one. Play some clips and have a good time, because the Norm Macdonald one I did, I actually ended up having a really fun time tributing Norm Macdonald. So I'll probably do this the same way and try to do the same thing.
Interesting enough, I think he was, according to G Wiz, he was saying that he was working on like the extended cut of the Norm Macdonald movie Dirty Work.
Yes.
Bob Saget was. So It's an interesting tie-in.
Yeah.
That ended up happening while he was working on a Norm Macdonald movie.
Hey, you're right. I didn't even think about that. I tied it in and didn't even know it.
Mm.
All right. So I guess from there we can get into the awards. PWI put out their awards, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. A list of winners for some of the awards. It is basically pretty much an AEW list minus 2.
Yeah.
Minus 2. Let's go through it real quick. What do you say, guys?
Yeah.
Come back.
We can say we agree or disagree, right?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say I disagree, but I mean, you might want to just not look so goddamn biased, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree with that.
Might want to, as Vince would say, shake it up a bit. So,
yeah.
All right, we started with comeback.
It's kind of hard, though, I will say, just as somebody who's kind of watched a little bit of everything last year. It's like you don't want to look biased, but like WWE had a pretty shitty year. Like New Japan has had all kinds of issues that we've talked about. So like the quality of their product has kind of wasn't a great year for them. It's like AEW, it was AEW and GCW, in my opinion, that were the only real people that were putting out sort of consistently good product.
Good product, yeah, but I mean, when you get into some of these, awards, you'll see that you could have picked some other people for these. We'll go through it real quick as we can. We're already 2 hours in here. All right.
Wow.
List of winner for the PWI Awards. You've got the comeback of the year as CM Punk. I'll go with that. That one I'm not going to disagree with. To be honest, I'm fine with that one. You guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Most popular wrestler of the year. He also has a CM Punk. I think I would have gone Roman for this one. I think Roman has had an incredible year. People have been buzzing about the work Roman's done all year in 2021. I don't know. I would have gone with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I would have gone Roman.
Smart.
You could have gone in a couple of different directions. I mean, I'm not necessarily upset with them picking Punk, but yeah, like you said, you could have went Roman, you could have went Hangman Page, you could have went Omega. I mean, there's a couple of different ways that you could have gone with that. So
I was just trying to think out of the AEW realm. Again, he really stuck in the AEW realm, you guys. I mean, you guys have probably all seen the list by now.
Yep.
So then we get to match of the year. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. Really?
It's up there. I mean, I wonder if there was a little bit of like kind of pandering attached to that, but I mean, you could make a case for it. It was one of the better matches of the year.
Yeah.
Personally, if I had to pick, I would go. You could either go with any number of the Bryan Danielson matches. The one against Hangman Page, that was a draw. The Kenny Omega one, Eddie Kingston one, Minoru Suzuki one. Like damn near any time he stepped in a ring in AEW was top notch.
I would have put the Bucks. Yeah. I would have put the Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers cage match on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, I know that's sticking with AEW, which I was trying to go away from, but I didn't watch WWE for a decent part of the year, so that's what I would go with.
I mean, if you want to go outside the realm of AEW, there was also the Walter Dragunov rematch.
Yeah. There you go. And I'll tell you what, if you wanted to put two women in there and you wanted to put a match of the year, I got to be honest, if you wanted to put two women and get out of the AEW realm, that Bianca Belair Sasha Banks match, just for the emotion, was really a great match just for that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So you could even throw that up in there as one of the matches, in my opinion, of the year. Okay.
Yeah, had they handled that right, and of course they didn't, you could have had a big star on your hands with Bianca Belair.
Absolutely, they could have. I mean, they still may, but...
Yeah, she's not dead yet, but they really dropped the ball with her momentum.
Yeah, most definitely. Most hated wrestler of the year. He has MJF.
Okay.
He has MJF here. I would have gone with Baron Corbin. I'm sorry, SBC, but that's who I would have gone with.
Yeah, it just means he's an effective heel. That's what he's supposed to do. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
It's personal.
See, if we're talking, I mean, if we're talking kayfabe versus if we're talking like reality, the answer for me changes greatly.
Mm-hmm. True. Cody could be up there.
You guessed one of them. Yes, that is the real life option in terms of heel.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know though, because there's been a couple of wrestlers that have done some pretty bad things, last year. But like in terms of just not being very enjoyable in terms of watching, he's definitely the number one on that list.
Yeah. All right, now we go to Rookie of the Year, guys. Jade Cargill.
Okay. I'm having a hard time thinking of like who would be eligible for that.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, AEW has had a lot of younger breakout talent come in the past year. I mean, they've had Dante Martin come in.
Yep.
Definitely had a good year. I mean, you've had who am I thinking of? He was on fucking television tonight. Daniel
Daniel Garcia.
Thank you, Daniel Garcia. If I could remember his name, it might make for more of an argument, wouldn't it? Dirk brings up Hobbs. Could throw him up there.
Yeah.
I mean, geez.
The new NXT champion.
Yeah. I mean, there are a few people you could throw in there, but I really, again, I'm not pissed at anyone on this list. Some of them I just don't agree with completely. Jade Cargill. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a good choice. It's fine. It's fine. Then we go to most improved. Oh, Dirk once again. Wardlow. That's a hell of a one right there. I like that one. Can't wait to talk about him in a little while. Most improved
Big
wrestler.
E?
Who?
Big E.
Wasn't really a rookie though. Wasn't really a
Well, I'm
rookie.
talking about most improved.
Most improved wrestler. He has Britt Baker.
Yeah. Because she won the championship.
He's got Britt Baker. I mean, Britt Baker sold me over. She sold me. I hated her character at the beginning of the when her run, and it's like she got hurt and she got better. It was amazing. So I got to tell you, I'm sitting here thinking I can't, off the top of my head, I'm not sure I can pick anyone different. Anyone? Most improved?
I mean, it's sort of semantics as to whether or not, did she suck or was she just not a good face and then she was a good heel? So it's like, did she really get better or is just, the character took a different direction? But the only other person that I could think of in terms of being improved, of just like what I thought about them going into the year versus what I thought about them at the end of the year, would be the run that Matt Cardona had in GCW, where he was just fucking killed it.
Very good one right there. Very good one right there. Matt Cardona would be, because a lot of people fucking despise that guy.
Oh, I thought it was awful when he was in. Oh, not awful, but when he was in AEW for a minute there, it was just like, this guy doesn't need to be here. He doesn't belong here. It's like, he was over 10 years ago. Who gives a shit now? But then, when he showed up in GCW, he really managed to get himself over as a heel.
Mm-hmm. And there you go. We got Dirk with Liv Morgan. Great pick right there.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one right there, most definitely. Indie Star of the Year. I can't deny this one. He put Nick Gage.
Yeah, it's a consistent pick.
I mean, really, with the year he had with GCW and all the shit that went down, I think he had a great year. And being on AEW and all that, I can't deny that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I can't even think of anybody else now. Woman of the Year, also Britt Baker.
Again.
Also Britt Baker. I mean, come on, man. Pick some other people.
Charlotte.
Oh.
I don't want to say her, but
I'll tell you the truth. I got to be honest. You want Woman of the Year? You want who was the probably MVP of 2021 simply because they were in the Thunderdome for most of that year? You want to know who the MVP was for me? Asuka. Woman of the Year?
Yeah.
Woman of the Year, Asuka. She was doing some fucking great stuff. She was having the most fun I've ever seen anyone have in that fucking Thunderdome. I would have gone with Asuka. Dirk put Bayley. He also put Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair would be definitely one that could be up there as Woman of the Year. But
Bayley's one too.
Bayley could be. Bayley could be. Bianca definitely could be up there. But I think Asuka probably had one of the greatest years just because of Thunderdome. I mean, she was. How many times did we say she was just one of the most, like, the highlight of Raw during the Thunderdome?
Yeah, she did great during the Thunderdome. I think the only real argument to that is just that she got injured a couple of times last year. Now she's on a milk carton somewhere because it fucking hasn't been seen in forever.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but I mean, it's not like Jade Cargill wasn't there the whole year either.
That's true.
Punk wasn't there the whole year either.
That's fair.
So that's all I'm saying. Let's go to Group of the Year, guys. Group of the year was already mentioned on AEW tonight. Inner Circle.
Yeah. They were the most consistent.
I guess trying to think. I mean, have there been any other really? I mean, honestly, I guess I would.
Roman's group.
Honestly, when you think about it, if you really think about what some of the matches last year and some of the great stuff that happened, and I know that they're pretty much almost all of them are out of NXT now, but Undisputed Era had a great 2021.
Yeah.
Before, I mean, it wasn't. It was just the last couple of months of the year, so that the bulk of 2021, they had a great year.
Mm.
I know it might be a weird pick again because they're all mostly out of NXT at this time, but that would
in AEW.
That would be one of my picks right there. All right, tag team of the year, guys. Young Bucks.
I would go Usos.
I go Lucha Brothers.
See, there you go. Lucha Brothers, maybe Usos you could put in there too. You could throw, but I mean, let's face it, the main matches were Usos and New Day, so you could throw New Day in there too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
RKO. I mean,
RK Bro could be one right there, most definitely. Tag team of the year. Yeah.
That's why I kind of grimaced with the Young Bucks thing. It's sort of a semantic. It's like a chicken versus the egg kind of Ouroboros situation.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I would go with Lucha Brothers, but the two best Lucha Brother matches of the year both involve the Young Bucks. So it's like, who's lifting who up here? So
yeah.
I'm not gonna like bang my fist against this desk that I don't even have. But I think fair enough. I personally would have gone Lucha Brothers, but hey, whatever.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Rivalry of the year: Jericho versus MJF.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else. I can't think of a rivalry.
Yeah, but this match ended with Chris Jericho being thrown into a vat of mimosa.
Was that the Orange Cassidy feud though, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. Okay, the MJF. Yeah, that was good stuff. It was.
The Jericho MJF thing concluded at All Out when you were talking about how it was predictable because if Jericho lost, he was going to retire.
Yeah, I'll tell you the truth, man. Kingston versus
Box? No.
Punk?
Brian was good shit too. I know it was end of the year, but that was a pretty fucking good one.
I mean, I hate to be
Omega and Page, because it was 2 years.
Yeah. But then if you're going over 2 years, you're opening up your you're opening up your 2021 awards.
I mean, I hate to be like indie hipster douchebag guy, but I would say the one that engaged me the most go back to the Cardona Gage feud. But he could also go with Punk Kingston.
All right, yeah, we got a few there. All right, this one I don't know if I can deny. I don't know if I can even argue this one. Most inspirational wrestler of the year. They have Edge.
No question.
Sure. Yeah, I don't think you can deny that. So we'll just move on to last one, and that's wrestler of the year. Got Kenny Omega. Okay.
Yeah, I would say Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has had better title reign.
I mean, I'd throw him on there too. Definitely, I mean, pretty much everyone we said for most popular wrestler of the year can be the wrestler of the year. See, Dirk says Roman also. Roman definitely gets thrown in there. I mean, but Kenny Omega, just the belt collector of 2021. I don't think you can deny he was probably wrestler of the year last year.
I personally would go Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan, depending on how you want to look at it, because both existed within last year. But I mean, he was in the world title match at WrestleMania. He didn't, like when he was in WWE, he was still like main eventing. He was in fucking main event of WrestleMania. And then he goes to AEW. He has all these great matches. I can see the point of Kenny Omega, like you said, the whole belt collector thing, but like his run as Impact champion kind of sucked. His run as AAA champion was like sort of inconclusive because he had to vacate the belt because of injury. Yeah. Only real match that I remember him having was the one against Andrade on Triple Mania. So it was like, it was a good idea and concept, but the execution of it didn't really go perhaps how he would have planned. So, but I mean, he did have good matches.
To win that, right?
Yeah, he was supposed to, but then there was the whole, like, I guess Tony Khan didn't want it to be done, or there was some weird fucking politic excuse because he was supposed to drop to Christian the TNA belt, Impact belt, whatever.
Yeah.
On, I think it was the first episode of Rampage.
Right. Yeah, it was.
Right. All right. Well, that's about it for the PWI list. We agreed with some. We disagreed with some. I think some they nailed and some they could have gotten away from AEW on.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest here. But, all right. I mean, all in all, not a bad list. And like I said, some of these lists are actually put out strictly to cause controversy.
Sure.
And that's really what most lists do anyway. People disagree, they agree. It's just the way it is.
Exactly.
Right. So, AEW. Get through this as quick as we can here, guys. I'm exhausted, I'm not going to lie. My son did have a wrestling thing tonight. He only has one more. So after that, I shouldn't be getting back late on Wednesday nights anymore. I turned it on, and it was Punk and Wardlow were already in the ring. Did I miss something for the first, 30 minutes?
That's where I start too.
Okay, the only thing I think you didn't really miss too much of anything, but just as a real quick aside, it started off with Adam Cole coming out with O'Reilly and a guy who I can't remember at the moment, Bobby Fish. There we go, that got her. So it was Cole, O'Reilly, and Fish, and it just made me laugh because the Tony Schiavone on commentary was being like all passive aggressive towards Michael Cole. He was like, or not Michael Cole, Adam Cole. He mentioned that he was he said that he thought he was a good wrestler, but he needed to wash his hair because his hair was all dirty and greasy. So I just like him just objecting to implying that Cole wasn't good enough for his Britt Baker. But they kind of mentioned this later on in the show, so you might have saw it or got wind of it. But Cole calls out the Best Friends. He's talking all the shit about the Best Friends. Best Friends come out. And Best Friends are going at it with Cole and the whatever they're going to call the Undisputed Era. I don't know. But anyways, they're going at it. And Statlander gets in the face of Adam Cole. And there's this big pop. You don't see what's going on, but there's this big pop. And then suddenly Britt Baker blindsides Chris Statlander and takes her out. And then they go to do the thing where the Young Bucks kiss kiss Cole on the cheek. And Baker shoves in and ends up they make out a little bit, and that was what you saw before the Wardlow MJF match. That was the only thing you missed.
Oh, how adorable!
So now they're openly acknowledging their relationship on there, which is good because I feel bad because I felt bad for Adam Cole for a minute because there was an extensive amount of time dedicated for the Punk MJF feud about who's trying to fuck Britt Baker. And I was like, this poor man comes to your company and you do an angle about how everybody's trying to screw his fiance. That's not very nice.
I know. I mean, the only guy trying to steal her is Tony Schiavone. Leave it alone.
Yeah. He wants to, maybe Conrad watches, but he's not going to get involved. He too much cardio.
Be in the closet.
Mm-hmm. You see a fucking gun sticking out of the closet.
He's in the he's in the Foley position.
His legs are covered, his head's covered, but his stomach is just protruding.
He's in the Foley position, is what he is.
There you go, fucking London Bridge style with Ron Simmons. I like it.
There you go. There you go. He was trying to.
Dirk, not a fan. Why is this feud continuing? He writes. I thought it was all right.
Nah, why not? Why not? Seriously.
Oh, real quick on the Cole thing, he had a match with Jake Atlas on Rampage.
Yeah.
Jake Atlas did a springboard move and ended up like I guess blowing out his knee, so he's going to be out for a minute. It was actually a pretty good match. Like it was almost over.
was.
He injured himself.
Yeah, I heard about all that, man. Sucks for him. I really think that guy is such a talented wrestler. He seems snake bitten at times, man.
I think he has to either has to work on his change up his style a little bit, or, and this is going to sound like such a douchey thing to say, but lose a little bit of weight, because they were saying that he's actually 230 and he moves around like he's fucking 150. I think it was just he has a little bit of extra mass to him, so doing the high flying moves kind of adds a little bit of extra stress. I think.
Yeah,
that might have been what caused that, because Will Ospreay's talked about that, putting on extra mass leads to him not doing as many aerial maneuvers.
Right, makes sense. I mean, you're throwing more weight around. You're not gonna be able to do what you could if you're doing that. So it makes sense. All right, so we got through all that. I turned on, like I said, it was Punk versus Wardlow in the ring. Now, I don't know how long this match went, but when I got to it, Wardlow was about to pin Punk, and MJF was like, no, not yet.
Yeah, that was pretty much the majority of it. He gave him a bunch of power bombs before that.
7 total power bombs in this match. And Punk still managed to sneak out a win in this match. Which I don't think anyone thought that Punk's first loss was going to come from Wardlow, first of all.
Yeah.
And they so rarely do DQs.
Right.
That you knew this was going to be somehow Punk was going to sneak out a win, which will just keep the feud going. It's not a bad thing.
Yep.
And it's not really keeping it's not keeping a Punk feud going. It really is just furthering the feud between MJF and Wardlow that's slowly brewing. Like a little El Nino.
That's it.
Slowly turning his face.
Yeah.
You could see in his face he kind of felt bad doing what he was doing.
Well, forget just seeing it in his face. And I mean, let's talk reality here. When match ends, Punk steals the win. MJF is pissed. He gets in Wardlow's face. Wardlow simply grabs the hand as MJF is poking his chest. He grabs MJF's hand. And the crowd went fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The crowd wants this guy. I mean, dude, they need to pull this trigger quick. They can't let this go more than another week or two at the most. They've got to do this and just let it go because the crowd is ready for it. They want it.
Oh, they're getting there. Even before the match, they played this big, long, video vignette about Wardlow and how impressive he is and devastating his moveset is and all that kind of thing. So, it's definitely on the horizon.
Yeah, and I think it's hilarious. Suddenly these articles are all coming out on how WWE is really interested in Wardlow. No shit. WWE.
Vince would have very much enjoyed this show.
They're fucking interested in everybody, WWE. Let's be honest. They really are. They're interested in you, but can they think of anything for you to do? That's the question. Can they really do anything with you? Keith Lee would probably tell you no. Talk about a guy who's fucking literally can his storylines write him. Look at the size of the guy. You can't fucking come up with something for that fucking guy. All right, let me.
Wow, they did. They made him the Bearcat.
Okay, you can't come up with something good for that fucking guy.
It'll never happen. But I want him to come back. When he comes to AEW, I want him to just be in a fucking animal outfit. And he's just confused, and he just starts mauling at Adam Cole.
Oh, I just want him to go. I want him to go Thundercats and actually come out and go Thundercats. Ho!
There you go.
You 80s kids will get that one. All right. And after all that happened and the crowd went nuts for Wardlow, Sean Spears came in and, of course, stopped it in his stupid fucking suit with no shirt, which I don't know why it irks me so much. I can't tell you why, but he looks like a fucking idiot.
That's AEW tradition. A lot of their heels just purposely wear this audacious clothing. That's how you can tell that they're heels.
Yeah, then they get tattoos on their necks.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I think it was funny. Everyone's sitting there. Cody was telling some radio or podcast that fire spot was the dumbest thing he ever did, and like every person had the same like line or picture, just showing the tattoo on his neck. Like, dumbest thing you ever did, huh? Neck tattoo comment. It was great. I loved it. All right. Let's try to keep this match straight here. Powerhouse Hobbs versus Dante Martin. Hobbs had Ricky Starks with him. Now, Ricky Starks kept getting involved when Hobbs would throw Martin outside the ring. At one point, Ricky Starks was stomping Dante Martin, and I honestly thought he was tap dancing. Like, I didn't see the whole thing. I came back and I'm like, why is he dancing? And then they pan down and I'm like, oh, okay, he's hitting someone. I thought he was just out there dancing. It looked like am I the only one that thought it looked like he was tap dancing?
He just has the fucking like top hat and a cane. Just hanging out doing his stuff.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my. That's what I was expecting.
Ragtime Ricky. More than anything, I didn't necessarily observe that the same way you did. I was just more kind of surprised that they had back-to-back matches that were essentially the same thing, because you had Hobbs dominate the match, and then you had Dante Martin won, and then you had Wardlow dominate the match, and Punk won. It was kind of last minute out of nowhere wins after being dominated. Since we're talking about Taz and Team Taz, though, did you hear about the Hook situation?
I did, and I'm still not convinced that's him.
I'm going to post the tweet in the Mixler chat here, but for those who are uninitiated, apparently they, I guess in an effort to shame him, I don't know what the fucking intention was. It sort of seems like somebody posted a video of Hook in the same strip club that Antonio Brown is in, and he's just having the time of his life. And what was funny was it seemed like a real gotcha sort of moment where it's like, oh, he should be ashamed of himself. We're pandemic and a strip club and blah, blah, blah. But like 95% of the comments are just like, oh man, Hook fucking rocks.
Yeah, it was like total respect for the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I saw nothing but respect for the guy. But I'm not sure that's him. The guy looks like him. He has the same hair, but he has the same hair, but it's not exact, and that doesn't exactly look like him. If it's him, it's him. I don't care. I don't give a fucking shit. I did that shit for 2 fucking years every weekend. I watched strippers fucking shove their asshole in my face.
Even if it's not him, I feel like you just roll with it if you're Hook. Because, I mean, it's like, how does this make him look bad? Where it's like, okay, he's got a cool theme song, he's got a cool moveset, he's got a cool look, and he loves strippers. It's like, what about this makes him look bad?
If it was an attempt to shame him, I think everyone was just thinking, well, look, their progressive audience will just think he's a sexist, misogynistic asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what I saw, like I said, was nothing but respect. Live your life, dude. I mean, he's a single guy. He's a young, I think he's single. I don't know if he has a girlfriend or not. It's not my fucking business, to be honest with you, if he does or doesn't. And if he does and he's doing this, he wasn't fucking the girl. He was just looking at her.
Right.
He was staring at a muffin. It's okay. You can do that. They have strip bars strictly for the reason for you to go there and just stare and hand dollar bills to women.
It was supporting local business.
That, I totally appreciate that. I'm down with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down with it. Still, I don't know if that was him. I'm just gonna allegedly it's Hook.
Yes, it may or may not have been Hook.
And if it was, like I said, good for him.
I do enjoy just Taz's enjoyment of watching him on commentary. Because it's like, if you're Taz, you're just over the fucking moon. Because, like, not only do you have a son that's, like, good at wrestling, but he's also really fucking cool. And, like, he's going to be pushed to the moon. So if you're Taz, you're just, like, almost living vicariously through him. Like, he did have a great run in ECW, but WWE dropped the ball with him. So it's like, it's kind of cool to see Taz. It's like, in awe of how cool his son is and how he's just going to be taking over fucking wrestling in a couple years.
And the ladies love him.
It's got to be every dad's like kind of dream, even if they don't want to admit to it, is just having a fucking cool ass son.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, man, the comments the ladies are leaving are fun. They love the man. All right, let's go back to this real quick. We got Jericho and Inner Circle. They were backstage. We already mentioned that they talked about their little PWI award. Now, Eddie Kingston interrupts. And whenever Eddie Kingston interrupts, I don't give a fuck what I'm doing. I stop what I'm doing. I got to hear what Eddie says. And to sum up what he said, he was telling the rest of Inner Circle that Jericho, again, I'm summing it up, totally paraphrasing. Basically, he said Jericho's a cancer to you guys. Mm-hmm. And then he started talking to his fellow New Yorkers in Santana and Ortiz. I mix up the Ortiz and Santana.
That's Santina Marella, winner of the Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania, and Ortiz.
I'm really not going, but my brain starts moving faster than my mouth, and it happens sometimes. That's where the ADHD kicks in.
That's all good.
But like I said, to completely paraphrase, very, very short, the Cliff Note version, basically, like I said, Kingston says that Jericho's a cancer to all of them, but then he goes to Ortiz and Santana. See, that's the best way to do it. If I say Ortiz first, I won't do that. Mm-hmm. And they like walk away. And then everyone just kind of walks away from him. But
that's like my favorite part of this segment.
Yeah.
Is you have Kingston trying to talk Santana and Ortiz into joining him. And he like is dismayed when they both walk away. And then like Jake Hager goes to walk away and Kingston just kind of looks at him. He's like, well, I don't really know you. So I guess it makes sense that you don't want to join me.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'll just walk away. Fuck you. Good little thing, though. But I'll tell you one thing. Jericho versus Kingston is a feud I can 100% get behind.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
100%. Those promos will be fucking gold.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be some good shit right there. We had Cole come out. Adam Cole. Was it Cole or Page that came out? It was Page. Sorry.
Yeah,
Page.
Hangman Page. I apologize. Dan Lambert came out talking all his shit like he does.
Good back and forth.
Defending the integrity of cowpoke everywhere.
Yes. There you go. Of cowboy shit. Now
that is pretty fucking hilarious. It's like, well, you're a good wrestler. You're not like the rest of these dorks. You're a good wrestler. You put on good matches, so on and so forth. But you're not a real cowboy, damn it.
I mean, if his story is true, he grew up on a ranch, so cattle ranch. So that's some cowboy shit. And listen, when he came in on that horse, it looked like he knew. You can't just jump on a horse and ride it. I don't know if you know that.
Right.
You have to actually know how to ride a horse, to especially gallop like he was doing on that horse that one time he rode in. That's cowboy shit, man. I guess technically I can ride a horse and do shit like that too. Technically I'm a cowboy Jew. Who knew? Huh. Who knew? Anyway.
It's the very beginning, interesting start of a song there.
Yeah. Or a good Stephen Wright joke. He actually does have a Jewish cowboy joke.
There's a Dave Attell joke. He's talking about albinos. And he says, albinos, too much of a good thing? Which is a really fucking solid joke.
That is pretty good. But I really like this whole little segment here. Dan Lambert, I still think is great. And Adam Page, I've never shit on the guy. I've never really praised the guy, praised his matches. But I just hadn't seen enough to sit there and make a complete judgment on him. But I like what he's doing. I think he's really good. He can really make that fucking buckshot lariat look fucking brutal at times. I think the guy's fucking great. And this segment was really good. And he can talk, which it's a breath of fresh air right now. in a lot of companies. So there you go. What else we got there on that one?
Oh, the return of Lance Archer.
Oh, you're right. That's where we were going with that. They're talking shit. What's his name? Lambert. But Lambert's going to leave. And next thing you know, Lance Archer comes down. And you think, obviously, he's coming down to kick Lambert's ass. He doesn't. He ends up attacking Paige. Beats the shit out of him, hits him with a chair. Pretty good stuff, though, man. Good. I don't know why.
I didn't expect it.
I'm not sure. I didn't expect it either, because you would figure they'd have him back at least once for a
match.
A quick little baby face thing. So, anyway.
I expected Mox.
Yeah, I guess. That's when I expected him to, but didn't come down. All right, you guys want to hear this little Stephen Wright Jewish cowboy joke?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. I got on a bus, sat down, noticed a beautiful blonde Chinese woman crying in the seat across from me. I moved over and asked her why she was crying. I don't usually bare my soul to strangers, she said. I replied that sometimes it was perfectly fine to tell your story to a perfect stranger. She nodded and said, I just came out of my therapist session, and he says there's no way to cure me. I asked what exactly was her problem. She said, I'm a nymphomaniac, but I only get turned on by Jewish cowboys. You know, I do feel better. By the way, my name is Kim. He said, I'm glad to meet you. I said, my name is Bucky Goldstein. And if you don't know who Stephen Wright is, he's a very dry delivery comedian. Go look this joke up on YouTube. I did not do it justice.
That's funny.
It is actually, especially when he says it. I probably should have got the YouTube clip and played it, but I didn't. All right. So once again, I thought they at least would have brought Archer back for just a quick little, one night and then maybe come out and do that, because the crowd was fucking losing their mind when he came out. But it didn't look like Lambert set it up. He looked like he was actually shocked and happy that he got away with what he got away with. So, after that, we had the little FTR and Brock Anderson and segment right over there. The only thing I got out of that, it was pretty much bullshit. The only thing I got out of that was just seeing Arn and Tully in Horseman country just kind of gave me a little bit of goosebumps. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I did.
Ain't
Now,
gonna lie.
I have a question for do you think is Jake still with AEW?
Yeah, but Jake tested positive for COVID.
Okay.
And he's going to probably have a little bit longer of a break than most, being he's got some underlying issues, elderly, pretty much a candidate for not good things to happen. So,
well, they even mentioned him during the segment because Lambert basically said, "What would Jake do?" And then that was when he attacked Hangman. So,
exactly. So
I wonder if Lambert's going to replace Jake. I mean, as a manager.
Maybe short term, but
maybe
probably not long term.
Probably not, but yeah, you're right. That could happen. He could join them for a little while. I think after that we had this Sheeta versus Deeb match, right? Yeah. That ended by ref stoppage. Sheeta's sitting there. She's out on the mat. The doctor and ref are still in the ring, and Deeb just went fucking kendo stick crazy.
Yeah, I love this girl.
She's such a complete 180 from the girl we saw in WWE, the, heavier, just bald-headed, cult member. And it's great to see that she's got this fucking awesome mean streak in her, and she looks amazing.
Yeah.
She really does. So, I don't know. I thought this was
great wrestler, too.
Yeah, and this was a pretty damn good match, I thought. Pretty good match, I thought. And I kind of like the way it ended. I'm liking that Deeb's got this little angry streak going. So there we go.
Yeah, feud is not over yet.
No, not at all.
He'll come back a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Couple months.
Yeah, probably. So after that, we had Matt Hardy come out with Private Party. Matt's a good old North Carolina boy, so they had to bring him out for a segment here. It was Matt Hardy versus Penta. Fucking good match, man. It was a good fucking match.
Oh, yeah.
Penta wins. After the match, Penta calls out Malachi Black. The lights go out. Black comes in. He takes out Alex Abrahantes. I think I got that right.
Close enough.
And then Penta and Malachi start brawling. And Malachi goes to try to rip off Penta's mask. The Varsity Blondes come out with Julia Hart. And, they come out. They're starting to beat up on Black, and the lights go out. And then we see Brody King. And like I said before, this guy is a fucking massive, massive man. And like in AEW, he looks even more massive. And he just takes out everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
This is a scary team. Scary duo.
Good, quick debut. And I like this. I like that we're starting to build the House of Black. It's about fucking time.
Yeah, they're a tag team, PWG, so they got a little bit of history together. So this should be an interesting pairing for them. And like they were kind of said on commentary, it adds extra depth to an already pretty stacked tag division. So that's always good.
Oh yeah, they're tag. I mean, and they're. I think they're going to really focus on their tag division. If you watch tonight closely, I think you'll agree with that because they definitely were focusing on tag teams in the division, and they all want the belt, they all want the title, it was very, very focused on, which I have zero issues with.
Yeah, Young Bucks put over how they're the longest reigning tag team champion. You had Silver and Reynolds challenge Jurassic Express for the belts. So, and then of course Black and ended up teaming up with Brody King. There we go. Mm-hmm. So it was a very tag team centric.
Absolutely, especially the match we're getting into right now. The Acclaimed came out. I think it was, I forgot who said that Max Caster's rap was awful, but I agree. It was stupid.
Oh, no, I said it was a missed opportunity because he was wrestling Bear Country, and there was a couple of Chicago Bears references he could have made because they fired their head coach and they didn't capitalize on referencing that. But I didn't think it was awful. I'm a Max Caster fan, so it takes.
Well, they win.
I like this team.
They won. It was a good, and I like both teams. I like Bear Country also. Yeah. So, the Acclaim did get the win here, and they go to walk up the ramp, and it starts snowing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Snow. Sting comes out. Darby comes out right after. They take out the Acclaimed. That was about it.
Yep.
That was really about it. I did like that. Bowen is going for the speaker, and all you see is Sting turn around and hit his hand like no, like he was disciplining a child.
And then he broke his boombox.
That's what it was. It was the boombox.
And it's like, you can't always get boomboxes. You can't get boomboxes anywhere these days.
No, those are expensive now, man.
Yeah, they're harder to come by.
Mm-hmm.
Sting is great. Sting has been a great addition to AEW.
Oh yeah. All right. After that, and you're right, they have been. And after that, we got this crazy video from Pac. I don't think we've seen one of these in a while, have we?
No, but I always like his promos because I don't know, it probably is his idea. But like when he actually has these video packages, and it's not just like a backstage interview, he goes fucking, no pun intended, all out. Because there was the one where it was like he was just wandering like a gutter somewhere, and it was like raining at the time, and he was wearing his gear, and he was just looking like a total badass. It was like during the Omega feud, I think. And then we cut to this one. I feel like this is going to be divisive. I feel like it depends on how you feel about like horror movies and shit as to whether or not you like this. But I really like this. I thought this was totally fucking cool. There was a bunch of different. He was talking about being blinded by Malachi Black, and there's a bunch of different photos of him, and all of them have his eyes just like erased from them.
Right. Yeah.
He's like wearing this like blindfold, I guess, and during the video package. He's talking about how he actually has perspective now that he's lost his sight and that kind of thing.
But the blindfold was cool because it was like a dirty flesh color.
Yeah.
And it kind of like blended in, especially with the way the it was shot with all the kind of, grainy and shit like that. I like these videos. I think they're really cool. I really do. I've all these little insane videos he's putting out, and I do have a feeling it's him, which has me worry a little bit about what's going on in his mind. But we'll
wonder though if like maybe he's gonna end up joining up with him.
I don't know, man. I mean, they've got to build this House of Black, and eventually there's gonna have to be this holy shit, how could he join him?
Yeah, like he converts him or whatever. It was I don't know what it actually leads to or means necessarily, but he was holding like a tarot card that said justice on it.
Yes, at the end, exactly. I'm glad you mentioned that because I noticed that too. It said justice on the bottom. So I don't know, man. Good video. I definitely wanted to make sure we brought that up. That's why I took a note on it. So then we ran into the main event, which was Dante Martin versus Sammy Guevara. This was for the TNT Championship. I'm still confused on why they had to take it off of Cody. I think there's more.
I have a theory.
There's more.
Well, they didn't technically take it off of him. It's an interim championship. So Cody still has the TNT belt, but they're setting up, I guess, a feud between him and Sammy in the future.
Well, good. Yeah. Well, Sam,
because he was supposed. It was supposed to be him and Cody. It was supposed to be Sammy and Cody at the Battle of the Belts, and then Cody. They didn't say if he had COVID or not. They said it was COVID protocol. So he ended up being taken off of the card. It was Dustin Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara for the interim belt. And Sammy obviously won that, and here's where we are.
They made it sound like he knows someone that got COVID and that he was around. Maybe he was exposed. That's kind of what it sounds like.
So Brandy Rhodes has COVID, and we'd like to wish no.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Reckless speculation.
I mean, and truthfully, if that were the case, they just had a baby. They need to be very careful. Not that it's you just got to be careful. You don't want to get your kids sick ever. So,
right.
I think Sammy's going to win it back anyway. I think Sammy hasn't beaten Cody yet, so they're setting that story up where he's trying to beat Cody, and he's finally going to beat him and become the undisputed TNT champion.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do, most definitely. So this was one hell of a match. These guys put on a great fucking match. Sammy did end up winning. David Crockett actually presented him the belt. As he was getting the belt, 2.0 attacked him. And then Old Man Jericho came in with the bat. Why do all the older gentlemen in this show carry bats?
It's a good question.
I really didn't put it together.
Jericho and Sting.
I didn't put it together till just now, but all the legends, the older gentlemen do carry bats on this show. Interesting. A
lot of bats and a lot of eye patches.
A lot of bats, eye patches, and abs.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho came in. Now, first, let me just rewind just a bit here. The match was running long, it seemed like, and they immediately said, "All right, we're sticking with the match. Doesn't matter how long it goes.
Right.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna go at least until time limit," is what they said. Now you knew you weren't getting that because it was that was like 30 more minutes. So they said that, and then from the feed I was watching, Jericho comes in, clears house. And it was a abrupt end. Did you get that too, or did you have like a nice ending?
Yeah, that was it. It was him and Kingston having like a shouting match.
I didn't see that.
Kingston was going to beat up, I forget who, and then Jericho started beating him up, and Kingston got angry at Jericho for taking his spotlight.
All right, that's fine then. All right, so I didn't miss too much.
He had one of the 3.0 guys lined up and he was about to attack him, and then Jericho like hit him with the bat instead. So Kingston was mad that Jericho kind of took away his opportunity for vengeance.
Oh,
So they ended up getting into a shouting match, and that was how they ended up going off the air.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, that works. All right. And that's it, guys. I ain't got nothing else. You know what? I do have one other thing. It's almost 3 minutes long, though.
Yeah, that's fine.
The Briscoes put out another promo video.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's play it. It's 3 minutes. And then we'll get out of here. We'll just skip plugs tonight. We'll just get out of here after this. Thank everyone and hop out of here. All right.
Hey, this shit played out, man. This shit is getting all the way played out. I'm tired of doing this shit. I'm tired of talking to y'all some bitches on this damn cell phone. And y'all ain't doing shit selfie tweeting. That's it. You can type with your fingers. Twitter fingers. Little bitches. Hell with FTR.
See, look, here's what's going on. Y'all obviously don't understand the English language when say the ball is in your court. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all the ones contractually obligated, contractually restricted from making this match happen.
And another thing, Dex Hardwood, you bald-headed bitch. I'm tired of you telling people that you whooped my ass, beat the shit out of me. Man, you crazy. If y'all missed it, this sumbitch want to run in after the middle of our match with the Kingdom and jump us after the match. Well, you ain't jump us, but you snuck the double leg.
Man, we just had
had a war with the Kingdom. He want to sneak a little double leg in there.
He snuck a double leg. Hey, I thought we was gonna let the people take their pictures.
Hey, they ain't want that.
Come on.
They want to stand up how big we is next to
They
them.
want that picture.
They too small for that.
Y'all ain't been doing it that long, huh?
See, I guarantee you one thing, though. You will never again in your whole damn life catch me like that again. I guarantee you, son. So at this point,
the shit is getting corny. You understand what I'm saying? It's getting old.
It's played out. Y'all holding us up, man.
Eat a
y'all
Pop-Tart.
holding us up. Shit.
I got money to make, boy.
Hey. Well, hey, let me tell y'all why it's not going to happen in the AEW ring. All right, let me explain it to you. Briscoes versus FTR on AEW Dynamite. Guess what happens? The biggest blowout win in the history of professional wrestling, live on TBS. 5 minutes, we done whooped y'all's ass.
Sponsors ain't gonna like that, man.
Give us 1 segment. Shit, we'll beat your ass before the commercial break, then we'll be in picture dancing on y'all bitches.
I had to build some time, man.
That was beautiful.
At that point, your whole entire tag team division is fucked. Because we going to run through y'all boys, and it ain't nobody safe. But the problem is, y'all scared to let us in there. Because y'all know what's going to happen. This shit is getting played out. Y'all holding us up.
Man, I got to go, man. I got time for that.
Y'all holding us up, man. Y'all holding us up.
Some little boy, man.
Yeah, we ain't got time for this shit.
Like, quit talking
Y'all
about that
clown
noise.
ass motherfucker. Fuck y'all.
Let's go.
Money. They're money.
I love them.
That was fucking beautiful. I love that little part about the picture us dancing on your ass. That was beautiful. That was fucking beautiful. I love that right there. I don't know, man. Maybe this will happen on April 1st on the Ring of Honor show in Texas. Who knows? But, man, all right. We got to know a lot. A lot. And I appreciate everybody who stuck around in this chat room with us. I really do. That was awesome. You guys are awesome. Y'all know it. I'm not even going to shit on y'all and tell you I love you. I'm just going to leave it at that. Chat room, downloaders, anyone, all of you. Appreciate it very much. Smark, anything to say?
That does it. Good night.
All right. Eric, any last words for you, sir?
Peace out.
All right, guys. On that note, we will see y'all next week.
Adios.
Yeah.